Golden Wheel reincarnation explodes. Yuri's hands were lifted up empty, and at the same time Devil Fruit awakened. The terrifying magnetic field gathered in Yuri's whole body, making Yuri's whole body look a little distorted. The strong magnetism turned into repulsive force, converging between his hands. The repulsive force is severely compressed between Yuri's hands. The invisible repulsive force becomes visible due to the strong compression, becomes visible to the naked eye, becomes east, becomes light. Soon a highly compressed repulsive ball appeared. The repulsive ball of light suddenly shined brightly, and a horrible repulsive light blade soared into the sky. Yuri's golden wheel reincarnation is not golden at all, but a grayish crystal light. But this power is not inferior to Tensegen's golden wheel reincarnation. I saw Yuri slashed with both hands, the crystal light flashed, and the repulsive light knife immediately slashed towards Kaido and the island behind him. Huh. Kaido watched the repulsive light blade cut, and sniffed out to resist the light blade. But he was still too young to watch Yuri's trick. The extremely terrifying repulsion contained in the repulsion light blade blocked Kaido's dragon claws back, and then slashed Kaido's body heavily. If others had been cut in half by this repulsive light blade, Kaido's powerful scale armor and armament haki would protect him. But the terrifying repulsion pressed him heavily on the island. Boom. The light flashed, and the extremely long repulsive light blade pressed Kaido, directly cutting the island in half. Island? Has the island been cut into two sides? How is it possible? How can such a thing be done? It's horrible to cut this island in half with one move. Monster, Gabriel Yuri is so terrifying. Boss Kaido is alright. It's not easy to hurry up, it's going to fall. The members of the Beast's Pirates and the Big Mom pirate group on the island in the sky, all of them have their eyes protruding. A large number of pirates were directly killed by the repulsive lightsaber and Kaido. More because the island was cut into two sides, the whole island poured and fell. One by one fell on Solomon Island and fell directly to death. Roar. At this time, a roar sounded, a huge coil dragon flew up, and the controlled flame cloud flattened the two halves of the island, and everyone breathed a sigh of relief. I haven't seen you for 2 years, and you really have become stronger. It hurts me to hit me just now, Kaido said coldly. Kaido is right. The Golden Wheel reincarnation just now really hurt him. The terrifying repulsion hit him, repelling everything, even his armament haki was almost repelled. If you don't say that Kaido's armament haki is extremely thick, and the armament haki in his body is constantly pouring out, I am afraid that his armament haki will really be broken by this trick. But even if he didn't break open in the end, he almost broke his skin and flesh, even the dragon scales on his body were crushed a lot. Didn't you beat you to death? It seems that this trick needs to be improved, Yuri said lightly. You have no chance, Kaido said coldly, and then as soon as the dragon's mouth opened, a terrible breath came to Yuri. Shen Luo Tianzhong, Tian Chong. Yuri shot out, the terrifying repulsion turned into a beam of light and rushed out, colliding with the breath. The terrifying repulsive force tore the breath and rushed towards Kaido. Gabriel Yuri, don't forget, and mine. You are now facing 2-4 emperors, the prestige. At this time Big Mom stepped on Thundercloud Zeus, holding the big sword made by Napoleon in the horned hat, and pointed at Yuri. Cut it, a huge blow flew out. Waiguo's slash was extremely fast, and it slashed in front of Yuri in an instant. Shinra Tianzhong, the sky collapsed. Yuri said coldly, punching out. This punch seemed ordinary, but it hit the prestige country with one punch, which directly broke the prestige of Big Mom. What are you in a daze? Kill. This time is a team battle. Kaido stuck out his claw and thundered 8 trigrams. The lightning flashed on the dragon claw and blocked the beam of repulsive force. He pinched the beam of light and said, Boss Kaido is right. Now is the best time to kill. Jin said coldly, saying that the man had already flew up to kill below. That's right. The Gabriel Pirates squadrons are all attracted by our fleet. Now the Gabriel domain is empty and can let us hunt at will. What are the young ones waiting for? Quinn said with a smile. Kill. Destroy the city of Gabriel, don't keep the chickens and dogs. Jack said coldly. Kill. Destroy the Gabriel Pirates. Parasparrow. Scared. The Shura people of the Gabriel Pirates, I will meet them. Cracker. It's just a Gabriel pirate group. In terms of combat power, the strength of our 2 large pirate groups is far above yours, not to mention that the forces of their squad are all being dragged by the outside fleet. Haha. Let them know how good we are. The officials and ministers of the Beast's Pirates and the Big Mom pirate group jumped directly from the midair island one by one. Kill. Keep up with the cadres. The ordinary pirate crew is relatively weak, but they have prepared the rope long ago, so they put down the rope and rowed down the rope. The Gabriel City guards below, their complexion also changed drastically at this time. As Quinn said, the major teams of the Gabriel pirates are fighting against the fleets arranged by the Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates in the turbulent waters. Now Gabriel City is extremely empty, and there are only about 10,000 Gabriel City guards, as well as some security guards. Although the Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates have only 30,000 troops, each of them is the elite of the Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates, and each has a strength of. The guards of Gabriel are not their opponents at all. Not to mention that there are many monster-like ministers and cadres, and even monsters such as the 3 plagues and 4 general stars. Even if the Shura people are still there, the number is not a line. Are you coming down? Then I'll help you, in front of the Magneto throne. Who dares to stand high in front of me? Yuri said lightly at this time. In an instant, the ultimate horrible gravity appeared, and everyone around immediately felt the pressure of horror, pressing on them. One by one fell from the island midair and hit the ground. Many people directly smashed blood. The most terrifying thing is that the islands in the sky can't bear this terrifying gravitational force, and they fall straight down. It happened to hit the officials and ministers who had jumped down earlier. Under the terrifying gravity, Kaido's flame cloud finally couldn't control the island in the sky. I saw 2 halves of the island falling straight down. No, the gravity is too strong, and the island is about to sit down. Isn't it? Bastard. This is not a joke. Get away. It's my birthday, Boss Kaido, help me. The pirate cadres who just jumped down watched the island in the sky fall down, and slammed straight at them. All of their eyes were about to protrude, and they were shocked to avoid them. But the island is so big that it is difficult to avoid it for a while. Quinn even exclaimed for help, but it was a pity that Kaido was unable to protect himself at this time. This was in front of the Magneto throne that Yuri Devilfruit displayed after awakening. The terrifying gravity made Kaido also fall down. Kaido does not have the ability to float automatically. The reason why he can fly in the sky is because of the cloud and fog ability of the Azure Dragon Fruit. By making clouds, you can fly like walking in the clouds. But under the terrifying gravity, the clouds could not support the terrifying gravity and collapsed, and Kaido's body fell down quickly. At the same time, Big Mom is the same. Under the terrifying gravity, Thundercloud Zeus could not support the terrifying gravity and fell heavily to the ground. Fortunately, Big Mom is not as huge as Kaido, and Thundercloud Zeus is also relatively strong. He forcibly lifted the Big Mom, causing the Big Mom to fall slowly, without directly falling to the ground. At the same time, the islands in the sky fell heavily, drowning the officials and ministers of the 2 large pirate groups. Only a few cadres and ministers, as well as the 3 plagues and 4 general stars, escaped. Asshole, you really dare to do it. At least 3/10 of his troops were lost this time. There is still a part of the troops who are seriously injured and lose their combat effectiveness. There are still many cadres and elites trapped under the rocks on the island, and it is difficult to get out for a while. The combat effectiveness has been reduced by more than half. The 3 plagues and 4 general stars who escaped said in surprise. The battle is directly reduced by half. This is because it is all about the elite. Otherwise, at least 2/3 of the people will die in this one. So it's not that good to stand at high places. At least half of them lost their combat effectiveness this time. Fortunately, I didn't get close. In the sky above Solomon Island, there is a man sitting out of thin air. This person is wearing a yellow suit and an Admiral Marine trench coat. This person is Marine Admiral Kizaru Paluzolino. In the Battle of the New World 4 Emperors, Marine is naturally impossible without action. But between Yuri and Kaido of the Beasts, the horror of Big Mom, so Marine dare not act rashly. But if you dare not act rashly, it doesn't mean you don't do anything. No, Marine Admiral Kizaru was sent out as an observation post to monitor the battle on Gabriel Island. There is also a videophone worm in Paluzolino's hands, which can directly transmit the matter here back to the GL branch of Marine. Even if we shed more than half of the staff, we still have an absolute chance of winning. A cold voice from Solomon Island preached. I saw a huge figure walking slowly holding this mace. This person is Kaido. I don't know when he has changed back into a human form. That's right. Even if we lose more than half of our combat power, we still have an absolute chance of winning. Now what we have to do is to give us the Gabriel Pirates, double it back, and slaughter Gabriel City for me. On the other side, Big Mom. Coming over, her face was as gloomy as Kaido. The two appeared on both sides of Yuri, trying to pinch Yuri. That's right. Double what Gabriel pirates gave us and go back. Kill. Slaughter the city of Gabriel. Let Gabriel not stay. The people of Beasts pirates and the Big Mom pirates yelled, and then they simultaneously killed the Gabriel palace. Can you let you do whatever you want? The dust whistle wind slash. Bonus flashed out, waved his hands, and the invisible cutting force instantly cut dozens of people in front of him into countless pieces. This is Gabriel City. What do you think this is? Dragon's teeth flash. Ashby drew his sword out of its sheath, flashed it, turned into a dragon head and slashed across. Wherever the pirates passed, the pirates were cut into flight. No one can be presumptuous in Gabriel City. Brian said lightly, drew his sword and quickly killed the crowd, and everyone in the crowd seemed to be demented and let him kill him. As long as we are here, no one can do whatever they want with Gabriel City and drink it. Kemp yelled, the Titan Great Ape transformed, and the 20-30 meter Titan Great Ape appeared, which immediately frightened everyone. Such a huge zone devil fruit transforms, even the ancient devil fruit looks extremely small in front of it. Snowstorm, 100,000 caddies blow. Monet and Michelle also appeared. It's the Shira people of the Gabriel Pirate Group. So powerful. Are these the Shira members of the Gabriel Pirate Group? All of them are like monsters. The guy whose whole body can be turned into a blade can shred everyone around him silently in an instant. It's terrifying. That giant ape is so big, it is 20 to 30 meters tall, much higher than the giant. There is also a blizzard. The snowflakes are too terrifying, and they will be frozen when they encounter it. The Beasts and the Big Mom Pirate Group all said in horror. Don't be afraid, they are just a few people, not to mention there are monsters on our side. That's right, we have 3, 4 stars here, and there are more people than them. They are just a few people, so many of us are still afraid that he will not succeed. Some ministers and cadres shouted, immediately calming everyone down. The Shira members of the Gabriel Pirate Group, scared, let me meet you. There are only 6? Isn't there a Logia demon fruit capable person? I remember it is a thunder fruit capable person. Haha, thunder fruit, Logia's strongest attack power, devil fruit, is a pity just a rookie, maybe he has escaped long ago. Leave it to us here, you go to deal with other people, nothing else matters, but Nico Robin wants to live. 3 plagues, 4 stars stood up and blocked Bonus and others. Kill them. Let them see how good our Beasts pirates are. Can the Big Mom pirates be underestimated? Aha, today I want to have a good time. Capture Nico Robin alive. All the Beasts and the Big Mom pirates slew towards the Gabriel Palace. In terms of military strength, we won't lose to anyone. At this moment, a person stood up and stood in front of the 2 large pirate groups. Castle, full size, big boss, the visitor shouted. I saw that his body had undergone tremendous changes, and in a blink of an eye a huge castle stood in front of the 2 large group of pirates. So big. Castle? As this devil fruit ability? Looking at the huge castle that suddenly appeared, everyone in the 2 large pirate groups stopped and said in surprise. Huh. Do you think a castle can stop us? Push this castle to me. Perispero said with a sneer. We come. Charlotte Contra and other brothers came out and said. Just when everyone was about to attack the castle, the gate of the castle opened by itself. Kill. Countless people came out of the castle. The first team captain martial artist Eden. Second captain Joffrey the Axe. It's the captain of the Gabriel Pirates. The former cadres of the Don Quixote family. God Hidden Batel. Why are they here? Didn't they go to crusade our fleet? The main players of the foreign squad are here. Trouble now. Seeing the people who were killed, the pirates of the 2 large pirate groups were all shocked and exclaimed. The form is reversed now. Paluzolino said with a smile in the sky in the distance. Aren't these captains sent by Gabriel Yuri to intercept our fleet? When have you been called back? There is a hand, well, it seems that you have been guarding us a long time ago, did you expect us to have such a trick? Seeing the sudden appearance of the captains, the major teams, and the cadres of the Don Quixote family, Kaido and Big Mom's expressions grew gloomy. I just didn't see your trail, it feels a little weird. Where did you guys who always like to charge and be in front of you go? But I didn't expect that you will control the island and fly over like this. It seems that a prevention and control system will be established in the future. That's fine. Yuri said lightly. On the front line, Yuri's battleship smashed the Big Mom pirates and the battleships of Beasts pirates. It is completely crushed. The 2 large pirate groups look aggressive, but they feel a little bravado. The most important thing is that under such circumstances, I didn't even see Kaido and Big Mom, or even the 3 times of Beast's pirates. The 4 stars of the Big Mom pirates did not appear. Even many of their officials and ministers are rare. Yuri and others secretly felt a little weird. It is that these fleets are only a test of the 2 large pirate groups. Still say they have some conspiracy. So just in case, Yuri asked Big to use his ability to secretly bring back the main combatants of the major squads. Anyway, against those fleets, their fleet is enough. With high technology such as electromagnetic guns, it can completely crush the opponent's fleet, as long as no monsters such as Big Mom Kaido appear. If Big Mom Kaido appears, I can take Big to support them at such a close distance. Asshole. Don't think that this can stop us, but here are the elites of the 2 large pirates. Kaido said lightly. Mama. What's more, as long as it solves you, other third-rate goods can't be easily solved. Big Mom. Solve me? Do you think you can do it? Yuri sneered. How do you know if you don't try? We have 4 emperors here. Don't underestimate us. Gabriel Yuri, Thunder 8 trigrams. Kaido held a mace and shouted angrily. Thunder and lightning flashed on his arm and mace, and the whole armament hockey condensed, and for a flash, he hit Yuri. Human moves are naturally more powerful in human form. Although performing this trick in the dragon-shaped Kaido is also powerful, it still lacks a bit of charm, dominance and speed compared with the human-shaped display. Shen Luo Tianzheng, God is against. Yuri pushed out with a palm. The powerful repulsion is condensed in his palm. Unlike the violent and explosive attacks of the Shenra Tianzheng in the past. This repulsive force is like flowing water, like an armament hockey placed outside, covering Yuri's palm and arm, flowing. The usual fierce and violent explosive repulsion becomes extremely soft at this time, as soft as flowing water. This trick is called God's Rebellion, which means that even if it is a God's attack, you can treat him back. This trick is not to repel the target by the explosive force of repulsion. Instead, it condenses the huge repulsive force on the palm of the hand, without missing the slightest. It's like an air cushion. Once it hits it with an enemy's attack, it will release a powerful rebound. In fact, this trick is actually the same as Yuri's positive and negative relative force field. It's just that the repulsion of the gods is more condensed, as if it is substantial, containing terror rebounding power, which can bounce all attacks back. And this trick is especially useful for tough moves, and it has the effect of overcoming toughness with softness. Just like now, as soon as the fierce thundering 8 trigrams touched Yuri's rebellion, Kaido immediately felt that his power was hit in the flowing water. The tsunami blocked his attack. Kaido's mace was lifted high by the rebound. At this time, his body opened, and Yuri raised a punch. Shen Luo Tianzheng, Tian Bang. Gabriel Yuri, pick me up with the power of the sword. Yuri is about to take the opportunity to punch Kaido, but at this time the Big Mom on the side is just killing. There is no way Yuri can only turn this punch to Big Mom. Yuri's punch and Big Mom's big knife slammed together, and 2 terrifying forces burst out. The ground where the 2 of them stood instantly burst, and terrifying power swept all around. Tien Benga's punch is extremely terrifying. Even if Big Mom is beaten, it almost gets out of his hand. The terrifying force struck her involuntarily to draw a distance of 5 or 6 meters, and then she barely stopped. Big Mom, who forcibly stopped himself, looked at Yuri in horror. Before the battle started, Big Mom and Kaido shared information about Yuri with each other. So she has long known Yuri's tricks, in addition to the Sky Wrath, and the sky is up to the sky, they are all powerful moves. She has long been wary of these tricks, but now after taking this trick, Big Mom found that this trick is more terrifying than he thought. After Big Mom stood still, he found that his arm holding the knife and even the half of his body connected to the arm were paralyzed. How could it be possible that he was the one who defeated the giant village at the age of 5? This is still my own use of Napoleon's broadsword, performing a prestigious attack to pick it up. If it is a direct attack on one's body. Thinking of this, Big Mom's expression became very solemn. Take advantage of your illness to kill you. Yuri's experience also saw that half of Big Mom's body was paralyzed, and he was ready to take the opportunity to continue attacking Big Mom. But at this moment, Kaido has already been killed. The 2 poles collapse force field, 0 form. Looking at Kaido who was killed, Yuri put his hands together. A twisted ball of light appeared between Yuri's hands, and then the ball of light pushed towards Kaido. Fly away. Kaido looked at the ball of light flying, raised the mace in his hand and hit 0 against the ball of light. But I didn't expect that the ball of light would skyrocket in an instant. A huge round light sphere with a diameter of 10 meters is formed, which includes Kaido. Inside the photosphere is the entire distorted space. The terrifying distortion field crushes Kaido. Kaido let out a roar, and there was some pain in the roar. Drink. Kaido yelled again at this moment, and his figure changed again. His head became a dragon's head, his horns were hideous, his body was covered with scales, and his hands became sharp claws. I saw that he stretched out his sharp hand to grasp the air, and the two-pole collapse force field was torn apart by his claw. There are 3 variations of Zone Devil Fruit ability: ordinary human form, beast form, and human beast form. Zone Devil Fruit. Only by transforming into a beast form can they obtain all the power and abilities of Zone Devil Fruit. Ordinary humanoid state can only obtain a small part of Zone's power and vitality. But after all, humans are humans. After turning into the form of beasts, I am not used to not talking about it. The skills of fighting, armament hockey, and the use of power are not as good as those of human form. The human beast form not only has the fighting skills of the human form, but also has the power and abilities of the beast form. Of course, the power of Devil Fruit, which has both human and beast forms, is not as strong as beast forms. If it is an ordinary person, then it must be better to become a beast. But for a strong like Kaido, that's different. He has the power of horror. If you add the fish fruit a demon's blue dragon form fruit to strengthen him, the power will rise to a terrifying state. Coupled with the dragon print scale armor on the whole body, the defense power is also greatly improved. The increase in strength and defense alone is enough to increase his strength by more than 1 level. Not to mention that there are other powers: human animal form. Yuri frowned as he looked at Kaido's form. Because of the power of Kaido's human beast form, Yuri is not clear at all. In his previous life, the anime has not been updated to Kaido, which is suitable for human and animal form. If it is an ordinary zone, or even an ancient species, at best, it will only improve some strength and physical fitness. But Kaido is the rarest and most unique animal species in Zone. And it's still in the form of Qinglong, so Yuri's view of Kaido, how strong the human beast form will be, is completely unknown. Yuri doesn't know. Even if Kaido's human and beast battle scenes have been updated in the anime, he is still unknown to the current Kaido. Because of his pressure, Kaido has become much stronger, especially in this human-beast state. So the current Kaido is completely different from the original Kaido. His power is stronger and more terrifying than the original. But before Yuri had time to see how powerful Kaido's human and animal form is, he was suddenly awakened by another terrifying breath. He turned his head to look, his face showed a look of surprise. The owner of this breath that awakened Yuri was Big Mom. I saw that Big Mom's body exudes a terrifying aura. Armament hockey turned into arrogance from her body. These are nothing. What really shocks Yuri is that the armament hockey aura on Big Mom seems to have come alive. A face-like thing appeared in her arrogance. At the same time, armament hockey, like a pattern and like a charm, wrapped around her body. It's a bit similar to Luffy's 4th gear when armament hockey is wrapped around his body. But the patterns are different, especially on the shoulder of her arm holding the blade. A face appeared. Mom. Let's start. That face even started to speak. The condensed pattern of armament hockey even spoke. What is this? Homits. The homits formed by armament hockey. Is this also possible? Yuri was really shocked. Mama, Big Mom said with a smile, and her body flashed in the next moment, and she appeared in front of Yuri quickly, and made a new knife towards Yuri. It's so fast. Shinra Tianzhong, God is rebellious. Yuri raised his arm to block. Big Mom's slash hit the rebound force of Yuri's arm. Even the thunderous 8 trigrams of Kaido's full blow was bounced back by this move, but Big Mom's knife was not bounced back. The rebound force on Yuri's arm is like a tide, and the strength is constantly condensed into a wave of tsunami, to block the Big Mom knife back. But the Big Mom's knife surged out of comparable power, suppressing the repulsive force and blocking the power of the gods. Moreover, the terrifying armament hockey on the blade impacted and turned into a supreme edge. Yuri has eaten up. Does Big Mom have such strength? But at this time, he can't tolerate any more thoughts. Drink. Yuri snorted coldly, and the gods broke out, and the stronger rebound force impacted and hit the Big Mom knife. If you want to compete with my old mother, you are still far behind. Big Mom shouted. The force of terror erupted, and the 2 forces of terror collided, and the 2 of them were pushed back 10 meters away by this force at the same time. You are not facing a person. Yuri had just stabilized his figure, and suddenly a voice came from behind his head. Yuri doesn't have to look back to know that Kaido is behind him. The wind and thunder are moving, Kaido said coldly, and at the same time he struck Yuri with a mace in his hand. When he perceives Kaido appearing behind him, Yuri is ready to use the gap to move away. But before he could move, the thunder and lightning flashed. Kaido's stick had already hit him. It was too fast. Yuri was hit even before he could move in the gap. Even more terrifying is that this hit not only contained the terrifying armament haki, but also contained the power of wind and thunder. The power of wind and thunder was integrated into armament haki, forming a terrifying force that instantly tore open the relative force field of the positive and negative poles on his body, and hit him. With this blow, Yuri was shot out like a rocket, and instantly hit a building. The building was smashed to pieces in an instant. Captain. How is it possible? When are Big Mom and Kaido so great? The captain was actually hit like this, is it okay? It's troublesome now. I didn't expect these two people to become so scary. Everyone in the Gabriel pirate group showed a look of horror. He, Mom is terrible now, said Perospero. To activate armament haki, I am afraid that only mothers in the entire world can achieve armament haki to this point. The soul fruit ability and armament haki are merged, and such a change occurs, even if the mother did not expect it at the beginning. Keita Curry said. Living armament haki that can become stronger with the infusion of mother's soul and soul fruit ability. Now mother's armament haki is probably the strongest in the world. Even marine hero Garp cannot surpass mother. Your captain today it's dead, Cracker said with a smile. That's awesome, boss Kaido. When did Kaido's boss become so strong? Unlike the Big Mom pirates, everyone at Beast's Pirates was very surprised, including 3 times. When Big Mom was developing the fruit, I asked Perospero to think together. Let them make plans for her to develop soul fruit, so everyone in the Charlotte family knows the abilities of Big Mom. But Kaido of the Beasts doesn't. They have seen this flash of wind and thunder for the first time. At the same time, Peluzalino's forehead in the sky in the distance was cold sweat. This is really beyond expectation. These two people are really too strong now. It seems that Gabriel Yuri is stimulated by more than naval headquarters. At this time, the Marine High Level in the Marine G1 branch was also sucking in air conditioning. How is it possible? Big Mom and Kaido, how can they become so strong? A Marine Vice Admiral exclaimed. What was that just now? It's almost like a monster. It feels like Big Mom's haki is alive. I heard that Big Mom's devil fruit ability can turn dead things into alive. Is it also useful for armament haki? What a monster. Kaido's human beast form has also become too strong. I didn't even see how he played that hit just now. Gabriel Yuri was hit and flew. It's really horrible. Marine generals all said in shock. It seems that it's not just us Marine is getting stronger, Sengoku said solemnly. The Battle of Malin Fendo is a disgrace to Marine. 100,000 Marine elites, dozens of naval headquarters vice admiral were destroyed. Nico Robin was also rescued by Yuri. That battle even made Yuri's name resound in the world. Yuri's world's biggest horror name, it is stepping on Marine to resound through the sea. Dona T even think that even the most passionate Sakazuki refuses to mention Malin Fendo, and does not mention that Yuri is avenged. But in my heart, I was secretly thinking about this account. It's just that the dog that bites people doesn't bark. Marine does not want to avenge that 100,000 Marine. But they all understand that if you want to find Yuri to settle accounts, you want to find Yuri to take revenge, you need to be able to defeat Yuri. It is also necessary to prevent Yuri from jumping over the wall, and then anger the naval headquarters. For this reason, Sakazuki and others are also desperately improving their strength and developing their own devil fruit. It's just that they didn't expect that like them, Big Mom and Kaido felt the pressure of Yuri. This pressure actually prompted them to improve so much. This is troublesome. 2 more monsters appeared on the sea, making Marine extremely tricky. Their strength is probably no weaker than Gabriel Yuri, but they don't have the kind of destruction level strategic ability Skyrath. The ending is even more unpredictable now, Kuzan said. Although Yuri faced 2 emperors before the battle started, Marine still believed that Yuri had a higher chance of winning. After all, it was Gabriel Yuri who defeated Gabriel Yuri who was besieged by so many powerful naval headquarters. Even in the face of 2 emperors, there is no reason to lose. He always has a peculiar ability to deal with Kaido and the others. But now that Kaido and Big Mom have improved so much, even Kuzan can't predict who will win. Perhaps, after today, the world's greatest horror will become extinct, but Marine will also face greater challenges. The two 4 Emperors level pirate groups have joined forces, and their strength is not weaker than the Gabriel pirates, and compared to the Gabriel pirates, they are more cold-blooded, more cruel, and more unreasonable. Sengoku also said solemnly. Although Yuri is very strong, although the Gabriel pirates is very strong, Yuri still has some truths. He also has things to fear, such as his partner, such as his dynasty, such as Nico Robin. Compared to Yuri, Kaido and Big Mom, they are more brutal and unscrupulous. They Marine may have to face 2 more brutal and evil guys, and their strength is not weaker than Yuri. Gabriel Yuri is not so easily defeated, Sakazuki said lightly. It would be better if both sides lose out, Green Bull said with a smile. As I was talking, there was a new change in the picture. Bang. There was a sound from the ruins, and Yuri slowly walked out of the ruins. The clothes on his body are broken, but there is no visible injury on his body? No injury. Big Mom said in surprise. Just how horrible Kaido's blow was, she could see clearly. I can also clearly see that the striker tears open the positive and negative force field of Yuri's defense and hit Yuri's body. The reason why Yuri's defense is very strong is his devil fruit ability, especially this positive and negative force field. If there is not enough strength to tear apart this defense instantly, it will only allow him to resist the attack. Without the positive and negative force field, with Yuri's body, that blow should be able to seriously hurt him. But why does Yuri seem to be alright? Even Kaido frowned at Yuri. Haha. How could our captain get hurt so easily? Bonus said with a smile. The captain is no longer the captain of 2 years ago. Brian also laughed and said. The current captain is beyond imagination. Kemp said, and at the same time punched him in front of him, knocking him upside down and flying out. Isn't it Gabriel Yuri 2 years ago? It seems that Gabriel Yuri is really stronger than 2 years ago. Is it physically stronger? Keita Curry said thoughtfully. The activated armament Haki, the human beast form that integrates the power of wind and thunder, is not a fuel-efficient lamp. I originally wanted to retain some strength. It seems that I have to show some real skills, Yuri said with a smile. Yuri was still in the ruins when he spoke, and when he finished speaking, he had already appeared in front of Kaido and Big Mom at a distance of nearly 1,000 meters. Retain strength? Gabriel Yuri, are you underestimating us? Kaido said coldly. No, I just don't want people to see something. If you didn't deserve to use those hole cards, Yuri said with a smile. Hopefully, you will be able to say such things in a while, the wind and thunder will move. Kaido sneered, and his body appeared in front of Yuri in a flash. The mace in his hand opened to Yuri at an exceedingly terrifying speed. Raiden breathing method, comprehensive gain. The thunder electric flame burns all over Yuri's body, and the terrifying thunder electric flame stimulates the whole body cells and stimulates his nerves. Under the stimulation of thunder electric flame, the cells seemed to come alive, the muscles of the whole body expanded, the body seemed to grow much taller, and the hidden power was fully activated. And the nerve is stimulated by the thunder electric flame, the thinking nerve reaction is greatly improved. Kaido used to attack extremely fast, but suddenly it seemed to become slow. Kaido is fast, and Yuri is faster than him, and disappears from Kaido's attack in a flash. Appearing again, Yuri was already beside Kaido's head, and punched Kaido's face severely. Boom. Kaido's head was planted to the ground with the terrifying force of the punch. The ground with a radius of 100 meters shattered in an instant, and then the ground sank 10 meters, forming a huge hole of 100 meters. Seeing Yuri's body exuding a terrifying thunder electric flame, he instantly planted Kaido into the ground, and both sides on the entire battlefield opened their mouths in shock. Kaido, who shot Yuri out in an instant, was planted to the ground by Yuri in an instant. The earth is sunken in, this blow must be very heavy. And the speed that Yuri showed just now is really terrifying. The form suddenly turned upside down. No. Did Gabriel Yuri take stimulants? Why did it suddenly become so fierce? Quinn said incredulously. This strike is terrifying. Just now Gabriel Yuri's strength has increased by at least 10 times. Jack frowned. What's the matter with such skyrocketing strength? Is it a special explosive move? Perisparrow asked in shock. Hey, this is not a burst of power, it just activates the sleeping power of the body. Haha, this is the true strength of our captain. Bonus said with a smile. Kemp and others also showed a proud look. As Bonus said, this is just activating the sleeping power in the body. Yuri's thunder and lightning breathing method in the past 2 years has not been practiced in vain. The first layer of thunder breathing method is to temper muscle cells. In the past 2 years, with the support of Boeing Island's temptation food, Yuri has continuously used thunder and lightning breathing method to temper the muscle cells of the body. With huge nutritional support and powerful training methods such as thunder and lightning breathing method, every muscle and every cell in Yuri's body is rapidly becoming stronger. In 2 years, Yuri didn't know how many times the cell evolution became stronger. However, such powerful cells will consume a lot of energy when they are active. Under the body's self-protection, most of these cells are usually in deep sleep. Now, under the stimulation of thunderbolt breathing method, these normally sleeping cells have been activated, and the hidden power in the cells has emerged. Yuri's true strength is finally revealed. The seal of the earth. Yuri waved his hand at Kaido, who fell on his stomach, and the terrifying gravity pressed on Kaido, whose sword was on the ground. This terrifying gravity makes everyone around you look terrified. I saw the gravity visible to the naked eye distorting the space around Kaido. Because the ground couldn't bear the gravity, it sank in again, like burying Kaido in the ground. But this terrifying gravity has no effect on others. If the front of the Magneto throne is a domain skill, and the seal of the earth is a skill for individuals, it will only have an effect near Kaido. In contrast, the power of this trick is much stronger than that of the Magneto throne. There is a flaw. Just as Yuri had just finished sealing the earth on Kaido, a figure appeared silently beside Yuri, slashing towards Yuri. This knife carries a terrifying edge, which is enough to easily cut off a mountain. But Yuri raised his hand and grabbed the blade directly with the palm of a flesh and blood body. I saw Yuri's palms were crystal clear, and even armament hockey did not display. But with Yuri's hand grasping like this, all the sharpness on the knife was repelled and disappeared. This figure that appeared silently is the Big Mom. Seeing Yuri's hand grabbing, all his attacks disappeared, and Big Mom's face also showed a passionate look. The sky collapsed. Yuri's eyes flashed, and he took the opportunity to punch and hit Big Mom fiercely. Boom. Big Mom's body was like a cannonball rocket, shooting backwards at extreme speed. Boom. 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 Big Mom's body smashed into a large building. Mom, everyone in the Charlotte family called out with a change of face. The power of this blow is too terrifying, even if they have confidence in their aunt. But under such an attack, they were not sure whether their aunt would be fine. Bang. There was a noise from the ruins. Asshole, Gabriel, Yuri dared to kill one of my Aries. Big Mom stood out from the ruins. She didn't seem to be injured, but the armed color pattern covering her body, the armed color helmets, disappeared. Aries is the armed color helmets of Big Mom, taken from the name of the god of war in the myth. Just now with Yuri's punch, the armed Sekhomets was beaten by Yuri with a punch in order to protect the Big Mom. But when Big Mom walked out of the ruins, her hands and feet hit the chest, front and back, and a face formed by armament hockey appeared, and a large number of patterns stretched out from the face, which were staggered and covered the whole body of Big Mom. Mom. I'm going to kill him to avenge number one. Asshole, I can't spare him. Mom. Let's start, let him know how good we are. Several armed color helmets on Big Mom spoke, giving people a weird and gloomy feeling. At the same time, Big Mom quickly slew towards Yuri. Asshole, this gravity is still quite heavy. It took me a lot of energy to climb up. At the same time, Kaido broke free from the weight of the seal of the earth and crawled out of the crypt. Twisting his neck, Kaido looked at Yuri with a cold gaze. It hurts me to punch me just now. I have to pay you back 10 times. Haha. All of them are monsters. This kind of attack is okay. It is really troublesome. Want to return it to me? It depends on whether you have this ability. Yuri said with a smile. Asshole, who do you think we are? Big Mom and Kaido exclaimed at the same time. In the anger, Big Mom and Kaido appeared on both sides of Yuri at the same time, hitting Yuri's head with one knife and one blow from both sides. The attack speed of the two is beyond imagination. If they change another person, it must be a flash of the figure. If they don't see clearly, the body is hit by the attack. But in front of Yuri, although the two attacking movements were not like turtle crawling, they were still slow. Ah! The figure flashed, Yuri disappeared under the attack of the two, and appeared behind them at the same time. If your strength is only that, then this war should be over. Yuri stretched out his hands, pressed one of his heads with one hand, and pressed hard. Big Mom and Kaido were pressed and planted on the ground. There was a close contact between their heads and the ground, and immediately the ground cracked apart inch by inch, and then the ground was also dented in. Both on the battlefield forgot in battle, gaping at the Yuri hands on Big Mom and Kaido on the ground. This is 2-4 emperors, ah, so is the friction on the ground? Let everyone do not believe this is true. Gabriel Yuri too horrible, right? This time naval headquarters is a quiet. Yuri lightning from using breathing activates the body cells, like the strength of the show rolling, the entire marine silence all down. Originally thought Big Mom and Kaido after strong, very powerful, but also did not think Yuri even fully rolled them. It really is horrible. The past 2 years, Gabriel Yuri who in the end what happened, actually become so horrible. Sengoku said gasped. Must find the secret job. Garp also looked dignified he said. Some time ago, there are a number of boats Gabriel pirates left the New World. Their goal is half of the Great Sea Road, Thunderfruit on board those who can Gabriel pirates of Enel. Their goal is half of the Great Sea Road a sea. This sea is called Boeing Archipelago, Crane said. Boeing Archipelago, what is it? Someone asked. The so-called Boeing Archipelago is actually not an island but a huge plant called the Baron's Stomach. As if this plant is generally a huge island, will be sending out a strange and seductive fragrance, can be attracted to the marine mammals Sea King's Island on the island and there is something called the temptation of food plants, with a high nutritional and taste can arouse unlimited appetite, stop no less than to make people eat a mouth, eat into a big fat man, the Baron finally be swallowed stomach. Crane said. People can lead to an unlimited appetite cuisine. If this is the case only, and will not let Gabriel Yuri's strength raise to this point, right? Someone asked. No, for others, perhaps this is not the temptation of what food, but for Gabriel Lane, this is his great temptation of food nutrients become strong, Crane said. Crane looked at the crowd could not help wondering, only some of which have nutrient-rich foods, can make Gabriel Yuri become so strong. How is it possible? They are almost daily sea kings, did not see how changed so strong. Maybe of you do not know, Gabriel Yuri constitution is very general. Can grow up to this point can be said to be heterogeneous. 2 years ago, most people in his own physical strength may not match here, from this point on he has been fighting can be seen, he attacked high, consumption is huge, he does not support the long-term fight, our Shu Chao Zhang appetite in people just seem unusual things, but this unusual thing for Gabriel Yuri, but it is limiting the growth of his main the reason, the body cannot survive without an abundance of food, Crane said. We were all amazed up, the minimum is the presence of Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral. Strength to reach this point, everyone has a good appetite. For them, the appetite is big thing for granted. Do not eat many things that can become strong. If you eat something people can become so strong, then they would have a monster. But I did not think Yuri appetite turned out to be the key to impede growth. In other words, the temptation of food Boeing Archipelago of Yuri huge help, but to us it does not help. Sengoku said. Help is there. I am afraid not think so big, and Baron's stomach has been able to grow so much temptation of food, because he swallowed a lot of food for many years. Those who ate the temptation of food marine mammals sea kings, become into their food, so it has nothing in circulation, but once this cycle is broken, Baron's stomach of poor nutrition and is likely to dry up, for it and Gabriel Pirates War, some more harm than good, Crane said. Crane heard the words, the presence of all silent. Originally thought to allow 2 years between Gabriel Yuri became so horrible, what should be the not the baby? But I did not think was so tasteless things in general. All the people present are big stomach kings. The sea kings they usually eat are absolutely not bad in nutrition. The Boeing Islands may not be of any use to them. If it is given to ordinary Marines, it would be of great help. You can use this to create a powerful Marine lieutenant. However, if there are too many people, it will cause the collapse of the Boeing Islands. This is not worth the gain. Asshole. At this moment, there was a burst of shout in the video, pulling everyone's mind back. Being rubbed on the ground by Yuri like this, Big Mom and Kaido are extremely angry. Who are they? One of the 4 emperors, don't they want face? The two erupted at the same time, and the terrifying armament hockey burst out. Especially armament hockey of Big Mom, like a monster, kills Yuri. The bursting power of the two really does not look down upon it, and the terrifying power pushes Yuri back. Hee, it's really like a monster. Yuri stepped back and said with a smile. Asshole. Gabriel Yuri dared to humiliate me so much and give me death. Big Mom stood up and yelled at Yuri. Yuri's face changed amid Big Mom's anger. I feel that this sentence has directly entered his soul, and the whole soul feels a moment of drowsiness and loses consciousness. Fortunately, the terrifying conqueror's hockey came out of Yuri's body, and finally his soul regained consciousness. Feng lay 8 trigrams. It takes only a second or two for Yuri's soul to go from groggy to sober, but when Yuri is sober, Kaido's attack has already hit him. The force of horror hit him, the wind cuts, tears. The penetration of thunder and lightning, paralysis. The power of wind and thunder merged into armament hockey, hit Yuri fiercely, and flew Yuri fiercely into the sky. Wind Thunder Dragon Yin. Watching Yuri being knocked into the sky, Kaido flew out with a mace in both hands. Boom. The air was blown up, and a dragon-shaped energy instantly caught up to Yuri and hit Yuri. Drink. Yuri regained his senses and tore his hands, tearing the dragon-shaped force apart. What was that just now? Yuri said, standing in the air in surprise. In just an instant, my consciousness completely disappeared, and there was no resistance at all. At this time, is the mental move, soul and soul fruit ability, soul spell? How is this possible? You have to know that your own spirit is dozens of times that of ordinary people. What kind of soul curse has an effect on yourself? Gabriel Yuri, die for me. At this moment, Big Mom burst out again. Yuri felt the soul sink into a drowsiness again, a silence to be precise. The soul was unconscious and the body immediately fell uncontrollably towards the ground. Bump. Yuri fell from midair to the ground, and the dust rose. What happened? What happened? What's the matter with the captain? Why did the captain fall down for no reason? Everyone in the Gabriel Pirates group exclaimed. Hey, it's not that the power is exhausted. I said just now that he must have used a certain ability to explode his power in a short period of time, and now his power is exhausted. Hee. Maybe he is also surprised, his power will be consumed so fast, but facing him are 4 emperors. The people of the Big Mom pirate group smiled and said. No, this is. Katakuri showed a surprised look. Although Big Mom convened everyone from the Charlotte family to study how to develop the devil fruit ability. But even Katakuri doesn't understand the full capabilities of Big Mom. For example, Big Mom is now using this kind of death spirit that can directly affect the target's soul. This trick is actually similar to Big Mom's original soul spell. It's just that this death spirit doesn't need the target to have fear, it can be used directly on the target's soul. Of course, the cost of using this trick is also huge, even if it is Big Mom, it is her limit to use it 9 times in a short time. But this ability is absolutely terrifying. If the target's soul is fragile, Big Mom will make the other party's soul silent forever. The soul is silent and the body functions stop working, let alone forever. Even a few minutes may cause great damage to the body and the brain. Even if Yuri's spirit is dozens of times stronger than ordinary people, and he has Conqueror's Haki, he is still affected by the words of death. And even if it is Yuri, every time he suffers an attack from Death Lingen, his mental power will be greatly consumed. Therefore, the damage done to him by Death Lingen will increase again and again, which shows the horror of this ability. It's troublesome. I didn't expect that there is such a bug's ability to directly attack the soul. It really can become a 4 emperors level existence. It can't be underestimated. Yuri stood up from the ground and said. By this time, Yuri had understood, the strength and abilities of Big Mom and Kaido have skyrocketed, probably because of their own butterfly effect. But even if it is the butterfly effect, it can show such terrifying strength, and it has to be said that the two really deserve to be monster level existences in this world. Ita's just that Ita's troublesome. Soul attacks are very tricky. His own repulsive force has not yet reached the level of repelling soul attacks. Mama, Gabriel Yuri, die to me, Waiguo. Big Mom said with a sneer. Death Lingen once again struck Yuri. At the same time, a huge blow was cut out by Big Mom. The same as the power of this trick, and the current power is more powerful than before. Because Big Mom incorporated one of Ares' homits into this slash. So there is an extremely terrifying armament hockey in the slash. Power is of course not one-dimensional at all. This blow seemed to pierce the dimension, instantly slashing Yuri's face. If he was hit by this slash, even Yuri would be severely injured or even killed. Really, I've said it all, don't you want to expose too much strength? Even let me use such power, I have to praise you, Yuri said lightly. Without seeing any movement of Yuri, the slash towards Yuri stopped about 20 centimeters in front of him. Well, since it was the storm that I set off, let me solve it by myself. Yuri stretched out a finger and flicked this majestic slash. Ah! There was a scream from the prestige slash, and then the slash was broken by a finger bullet, and the power above was shattered by an invisible force. Everyone looked at Yuri in horror. It's not that Yuri can block Big Mom's slash, nor is it because he can easily defeat this slash. It's because there was a demon-like phantom behind Yuri. I saw the demon looking at everyone with a smile. How is it possible that my death spirit is useless, and what is behind him? Why even I feel scared? Big Mom showed an incredible expression. This feeling is not to scare people, Kaido said solemnly on his face. What is that? It feels like the shadow of a demon. It seems to be smiling at us. This smile makes people shudder. Is this the power Gabriel Yuri does not want to expose? Isn't his whole card the thunder and electric flame just now? No, this phantom is too terrifying. It doesn't seem to be the power of this world. What the hell is this? On the battlefield, the Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates were sweating coldly, exclaiming with shock on their faces. It was the Gabriel pirate group, except for Bonus and a few others. They were all shocked. Oh, the shocking things happened one after another today. Paluzolino in the sky in the distance was also stunned. At the same time, Naval Headquarters also exclaimed. What is this? Even the well-informed Sengoku showed a look of surprise and doubt. Does Devil Fruit have the ability? I have never seen this form before, even if it is through the screen. I can feel a kind of coercion from a superior person, as if it is a difference in dimensional level. Kuzan said very solemnly on his face. This phantom feels like a demon. Could it be that Green Bull has a look of astonishment on his face? Hearing what the Green Bull said, everyone looked towards him. What is it? Sengoku asked. Devil Fruit. Devil Fruit. It is rumored that every Devil Fruit hosts a demon. Is this the devil that hosts in Devil Fruit? Sakazuki said. Impossible. It has been researched by Vegapunk. Devil Fruit is formed by the transmission of blood factors and rewriting human genes. The rumor of demon parasitism is simply nonsense. Sengoku vetoed. It's not impossible, Crane said at this time. Hearing Suru's words, Sengoku looked at Suru suspiciously. Yihei's knowledge and wisdom should not be so popular. The ability of Devil Fruit is indeed formed by rewriting the gene body by descent factors. Dr. Vegapunk is even more guessing that this Devil Fruit may be a kind of ancient weapon, which is manufactured by some magical technology and contains this magical descent factor. Ordinary Zone Devil Fruit, its pedigree factor should come from ordinary animals, but Paramecia, Logia, or the rare Eudemon species in Zone may come from certain mythological creatures, especially Paramecia and Logia devil fruits. The blood factor is likely to come from the legendary demon, or the devil created by man-made technology. If someone develops this devil fruit to ultimate, they may really be able to obtain the power of the devil through the blood factor contained in the devil fruit. Crane said. The power of the devil, is there anything like this? But never heard of such a thing. The Marines exclaimed in disbelief. It hasn't been there before. I am afraid that it has appeared now. Gabriel Yuri has developed devil fruit to an unprecedented level. This is probably a level beyond Devil Fruit's awakening. Crane said. The realm above Devil Fruit's awakening, what is that? All Marines took a deep breath. Even Sakazuki Kuzan showed a shocked look. Is there a realm above Devil Fruit's awakening? I have never heard of such a thing. In the battlefield of Gabriel City, everyone looked at the demon-like phantom behind Yuri in shock. Only Bonus and others seemed to have known it a long time ago, and they did not show too much surprise. Seeing everyone from Beast's pirates and the Big Mom pirates exclaimed in shock, they smiled triumphantly. You are also lucky to be able to see this before you die, Bonus said with a smug sneer. Hee hee, this is an absolutely rare thing, and the following pictures will definitely surprise everyone, Brian said. A thing that has never been heard in the history of Devil Fruit development. The second awakening above Devil Fruit's awakening will realize Devil Fruit's original power, so as to obtain the most original power of Paramecia Devil Fruit, the power of the devil. Kemp, he also said with a smile, his eyes full of admiration. Hearing Kemp's words, everyone present was shocked. Can Devil Fruit do this? The second awakening above Devil Fruit's awakening? I've never heard of such a thing. After Devil Fruit awakens, there will be a second awakening. How is it possible? In general, demon fruit power is extremely difficult to develop Devil Fruit to the level of awakening. There are many demon fruit powers on the sea, but how many can develop Devil Fruit to the level of awakening? Every person awakened by Devil Fruit is the top monster on the sea. Even demon fruit power with such talents as Doflamingo and Katakuri. They can only develop Devil Fruit to the level of the first awakening, and Devil Fruit awakens the second time, they didn't even think about it. After all, after Devil Fruit awakened, let alone the second awakening, it would be extremely difficult to make further progress. Such can do it all. What a monster. Even Paluzolino heard Kemp's words with a dazed expression on his face. The shining fruit has always been his proud power, and he is also very dependent on Paluzolino. For this reason, he is taught by his teacher Zephyr every day. But he still didn't change, and he spared no effort in the development of Flash Fruit. It's just that although Logia Devil Fruit has a high starting point, it is easy to be powerful, but it is very difficult to develop to ultimate. So even now, it still hasn't reached the point where Devil Fruit awakens. But it doesn't matter. Logia Devil Fruit was originally difficult to develop to ultimate, and I have never heard of anyone who can awaken Logia Devil Fruit. But now that Yuri not only develops Devil Fruit to the level of awakening, but also achieves a second awakening like no one has ever seen before. No matter how arrogant he was, he couldn't help being hit hard, and the whole person was forced to be there. Devil Fruit's second awakening. How can this be done? Kaido said in disbelief even after hearing it. The difficulty of Devil Fruit's awakening Kaido is very clear. With his monster-like physique, he has been continuously developing Devil Fruit in the past 2 years, and he barely managed to develop Devil Fruit to the level of awakening. But if you want to go further, even if it is him, it is impossible. Gabriel Yuri was able to develop Devil Fruit to the second awakening? How could this be done, something that even he couldn't do? Mama, Gabriel Yuri, isn't the crew talking big, right? Big Mom said with a sneer. She didn't believe what Devil Fruit awakened for the second time. She has never heard of it. There is also the second awakening of Devil Fruit in the world. If it's a big talk, you will know soon, Yuri said with a faint smile. Hearing Yuri's words, Big Mom and Kaido narrowed their eyes at the same time. At this moment, the demon phantom behind Yuri also laughed. As if saying something, but his voice is like infrasound waves, no one can hear what he said. Only Yuri heard what it said. The seal of planetary devastation, the great gravitational wave of endless void. While talking, the demon phantom moved. I saw the demon phantom stretched out a hand to grab it, and grabbed it towards Big Mom. Seeing the demon phantom grabbing towards him, Big Mom instinctively wanted to avoid it. Although she does not believe in the second awakening of Devil Fruit, the manifestation of Devil Fruit's origin, the power of the devil. In her opinion, this is just Yuri pretending to be Zon XU, but Yuri has developed a certain ability. But she also saw that this demon-like phantom is not simple, and it definitely cannot be caught. Thinking about it, Big Mom is ready to avoid it. The speed of the demon phantom is not fast, just like ordinary people's movements. At the current speed of Big Mom, you can avoid it casually. But this time she couldn't avoid it. As soon as she moved, she realized that the space around her was confined by some force, and at the same time a terrifying gravitational force appeared. Then she saw the hand of the demon phantom constantly zooming in. In a blink of an eye, it becomes as huge as covering the sky and the sun. However, she soon discovered that it was not that the hand of the demon phantom had become bigger, nor that she had become smaller, but that this gravitational force actually pulled the space around her. Under the traction of this gravitational force, the space around her was distorted and deformed. The entire space was sucked by the palm of the demon phantom. The closer you are to the palm of the devil, the smaller the space becomes, and finally it becomes a black ball of light, which is pinched on the hand. There is a figure in this black ball of light. This figure is Big Mom. Kun Big Mom, one of the 4 emperors facing the sea, was actually trapped in this ball of light. Through the ball of light, you can also see that Big Mom is constantly swinging and hacking the long knife there, trying to smash the ball of light, thereby breaking the ball of light. But to no avail. No matter how she slashed, she couldn't shake the black ball of light. I'm not dreaming, am I? Mom is actually imprisoned in that black ball of light? Then what the hell? Mom doesn't even have the power to resist. How is it possible? What kind of power can make a mother with great strength, just like this easily imprisoned? What the hell is the ball of light? Mom can't break it. This is the power of Gabriel Yuri? Is this the power of Devil Fruit's second awakening? Everyone in the Big Mom Pirates group showed horror. The meeting room of Marine G1 branch is full of officers above Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral, but now the group is silent. They looked at the picture with extremely solemn expressions. Many people opened their mouths in surprise, and they didn't close them for a long time. In the picture in front of them, it happened to be the picture of the demon phantom behind Yuri grabbing a black ball of light. Looking at the Big M in the black ball of light, constantly struggling to break the ball of light, but no matter what, Big M. All Marine Vice Admiral began to wonder if they were dreaming and whether they were seeing hallucinations. This is one of the masters of New World, the Big Mom of one of the 4 emperors. Imprisoned in a ball of light like this. This is incredible. All this is too unbelievable. making them doubt the authenticity of what they see before them, and for a long time there is no way to believe that this is the truth. Is this still human power? After a long time, a Marine Vice Admiral finally exclaimed. Hearing his cry, everyone present also recovered. At the same time showing a look of approval, this Vice Admiral said what they thought. Is this still human, or is it human power? Big Mom is already a monster among monsters, but he has no ability to resist in front of Yuri. It's almost like a baby and let it be slaughtered. How can this be done? Perhaps the Gabriel Yuri who developed devil fruit to this point and gained the power of the devil is already non-human. Crane took a deep breath and said. Even she did not expect devil fruit to reach this level after the second awakening, so powerful and terrifying. Even the terrifying Big Mom was easily subdued by him. During the period, Big Mom didn't even have the slightest power to resist. To know the strength of Big Mom now, how much stronger than I didn't know before. Even the entire naval headquarters will feel extremely tricky. Especially the death spirit language, it is simply terrifying. Even Yuri, who has activated his whole body cells and has soaring strength, has no way to resist. They were still thinking about how to deal with her ability when they meet Big Mom in the future. But I didn't expect that in a blink of an eye, Big Mom would be suppressed by Yuri. That terrifying Big Mom, unable to resist, was caught and imprisoned in a ball of light. This is too scary, it's almost inhuman. Sakazuki and Kuzan both showed almost despair in their eyes. They have not forgotten the hatred of Mal and Fendo from the beginning to the end. They continue to train and accumulate strength in order to one day find Yuri to avenge the battle. That's 100,000 naval headquarters elite, dozens of naval headquarters vice admiral. Many of them are their subordinates, comrades in arms, partners, and even friends. How could they forget this? But now seeing Yuri's strength makes them feel weak. There is nothing wrong, it is powerless. Even if Yuri stimulated the cells and their strength skyrocketed, they didn't think it was invincible. No matter how strong Yuri is, they will have the opportunity to take revenge. They are not alone, they have partners, Marshal Sengoku, and Garp Vice Admiral. But when they saw Yuri Devil Fruit's ability after the second awakening, they were desperate, they were powerless. How can such power be opposed? The strength of Big Mom, they just saw clearly. Even if they have made great progress in the past 2 years, they definitely lose more and win less in the face of Big Mom. Especially the spiritual words of Big Mom, I haven't thought of how to deal with it so far. However, Yuri, who was awakened for the second time by Devil Fruit, casually suppressed it. If they go up, the result will definitely not be better than Big Mom. How can you fight this? Such a huge gap makes people feel desperate. This Devil Fruit's second awakening is really strong, so powerful that it makes people desperate. It can be said that the second awakening is all ants. At this moment Sengoku suddenly spoke. Hearing what Sengoku said, everyone looked at Sengoku suspiciously. You are Marshal Marine, how can you say such a frustrating thing? Although it is indeed strong to the point of despair. However, the emergence of the second awakening has also opened a way for us. We have never thought that Devil Fruit can also be awakened a second time. In the future, we will develop Devil Fruit with the goal of second awakening. There was a saying on the sea before, only monsters can fight monsters. Now I am afraid that only the second awakening can fight the second awakening. Although the second awakening of Devil Fruit is difficult, our marine is so huge, there will always be some geniuses to be able to develop Devil Fruit. By the second awakening, no, for the justice of marine, there must be the demon fruit power of the second awakening. Sengoku said. After hearing Sengoku's words, everyone's expressions were much more relaxed again, showing a firm expression. Second awakening? Kuzan Sakazuki's eyes flashed at the same time, and the earlier despair disappeared. Looking at the black ball of light in the hands of the demon phantom behind Yuri, Kaido, who had always been fearless, was also panicked, and cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Fear. A feeling of fear came to my heart. From going to sea until now, no one has ever made Kaido feel fear. Even his former Captain Rocks, even if it is One Piece Roger, Whitebeard. And Kazuki Oden, who left many wounds on him. Although these people are powerful, they did not make him feel afraid, let alone fear. But now he is really scared, he knows the strength of Big Mom best. As early as Rock's pirate, they had a deep friendship. At that time, he knew clearly the horror of Big Mom. Before meeting to attack Gabriel City, they also fought with all their strength and understood each other's strengths. This made him even more aware of the power of Big Mom. But such a powerful Big Mom couldn't resist at all and was suppressed by Yuri. I'm afraid I won't be much better. Retreat, retreat. Kaido said with fear in his eyes. Do you want to retreat now? Have you asked me? Yuri said lightly. The demon phantom behind Yuri turned into a knife for a while, and instantly stood on Kaido's body. Puff. Blood splashed all over the sky, and a huge wound appeared on Kaido's body. But the life I was afraid of springing up from Kaido's body, the wound was recovering at a speeding speed, and disappeared in a blink of an eye. What a powerful resilience. Yuri smiled faintly, and at the same time the demon shadow behind him grabbed Kaido with one hand. Feng Lei Long Yin. Wind Thunder 8 trigrams. Feng Lei Great Nirvana Hammer. Seeing the demon phantom grabbing him, Kaido held a mace and attacked Yuri frantically. Since you can't evade, attack and resist. But no matter how he attacked, it seemed to no avail. It was Yuri who attacked, but as soon as it was shot out, it was sucked by the palm of the demon phantom, and then disappeared like a mud cow into the sea. The phantom below grabbed all the space in Kaido's body by it. In a blink of an eye it will turn into a black ball of light. Kaido boss. It's over, even boss Kaido has been defeated this time. The second awakening is so terrifying. There is no resistance at all. This ability is too pervert. His target is not the boss Kaido, but the space around the boss Kaido. He has captured the entire space. Moreover, as soon as this move was performed, all the attacks were ineffective. Even the boss Kaido's attacks were all absorbed by the demon phantom, and they all entered that space in the end. This is a force that people cannot resist. Gabriel Yuri's strength after the second awakening is too terrifying. There is no one in the sea to be his opponent. I am afraid that only the second awakening can counter the power of the second awakening. Are all ants under the second awakening? On the battlefield, everyone said in shock. As soon as the demon shadow behind Yuri was caught, Kaido was also caught and locked in a black light ball space. This time let everyone see the horror of this trick more clearly. As soon as this move was made, there was no resistance at all. When the demon phantom caught him, Kaido did his best to resist. But it didn't work at all. Kaido's powerful attacks were all sucked by the hands of the demon phantom, and all disappeared like a mud cow into the sea. That's Kaido. The power of each blow is enough to cause serious injuries to the Marine Admiral level powerhouse. Even Kaido's attacks are invalid, let alone others. This is the ability to resist at all, invincible power. So some people sighed that they were Lu ants under the second awakening. Thinking of the fiasco under the attack of the demon phantom, even Big Mom and Kaido, one of the four emperors, did not resist. Everyone around agreed with this sigh. Hey, this is not the time to sigh. Kaido boss is defeated. No one is Gabriel Yuri's opponent. Run away. Someone exclaimed at this time. Run away, it's a devil, not something we can fight against. Escape. How could we deal with such a monster? Everyone at Beast's Pirates began to flee for their lives. Asshole, what are you doing? Jack said angrily when he saw Beast's Pirates' men starting to flee for their lives. Idiot, escaped. Quinn shouted to Jack. Escape, flew up and fled outside. Seeing that Quinn and Jin had also escaped for their lives, Jack desperately pushed back his opponents and escaped. Dare to attack the Gabriel Pirates, and don't even try to escape. Kemp chased after angrily. Everyone in Beast's Pirates fled for their lives, but everyone in the Big Mom Pirates was completely different. They pushed back their opponents one by one, but instead of fleeing for their lives, they surrounded Yuri. Rescue Mom. Can't let Mom fall into Gabriel Yuri's hands. If my mother is gone, then the Big Mom Pirate group will end today. Dragging will also drag Gabriel Yuri to death. The 4-star of the Big Mom Pirate group, the Minister of Cadres, gave up the opponent and killed Yuri at the same time. Bonus and others wanted to stop it, but at this time Yuri raised his hand to stop it. Leave it to me here, you go and chase Beast's Pirates, Yuri said. Hearing Yuri's words, Bonus sneered at Katakuri and the others, and then went to pursue Beast's Pirates. They are absolutely assured of Yuri's strength. Even if there are so many people in the Big Mom Pirate group, it is impossible to be Yuri's opponent, especially Yuri is in this state. Just like the sigh of Beast's Pirates just now, under the second awakening, there are all ants. Yuri in the second awakening state is invincible. It is not an exaggeration to say that it is a god. There is nothing to worry about at all. Hee. Do you want to save your aunt? It's a bit affectionate, but a little self-defeating. Yuri said lightly at the Charlotte family who surrounded him. Just after Yuri's words were said, a heavy pressure of ultimate horror enveloped the surroundings. In front of the Magneto throne, this horror was extremely terrifying, and instantly everyone including Katakuri was crushed on the ground. Katakuri and others looked at Yuri in shock. This is too horrible, a field of gravity makes them immobile. You just said that you want to drag him to death? Now it seems like Gabriel, Yuri said, they are overwhelmed. As long as they have a thought, their entire army will be wiped out. What's more, even if I snatch this for you, don't even try to rescue your aunt. My great seal of planetary devastation contains a whole piece of space and endless gravity. No one but me can release her. Yuri waved her hand. The ball of light sealed with Big Mom in the hand of the demon phantom flew to Yuri's hand. After playing for a while, the ball of light was thrown in front of Katakuri. Hee, if you take it away, within a few days, your aunt will starve to death in this sealed space, Yuri said. Hearing Yuri's words, Katakuri and others narrowed their eyes. What do you want? It doesn't take much trouble to kill us with your strength. There is no need to tell us this, or you just want to humiliate us, or what do you want us to do? Katakuri said. Hee, Katakuri, I am very optimistic about you, Yuri said with a faint smile. Your aunt has been defeated, and you have been defeated. Even your life and death are in my mind. However, I have a territory now, but there is a shortage of talents to govern the territory. I heard that your government affairs are good. I want you to help me manage my territory. Relatively, as long as you do well, I will give your aunt the 0.3% due, at least not to starve to death, Yuri said with a smile. Yuri is not talking nonsense, all nations are indeed governed very well. Compared with those kingdoms controlled by nobles and royal families, the people of all nations have lived much wealthier. Not to mention that the nations have become rich by robbery, but even if the nations have robbed them, it is impossible to distribute them directly to the civilians. And in order to please the aunt, the people of the Charlotte family spent their thoughts and developed their own islands with their own characteristics according to the advantages of each island. Their concept of island development has surpassed most kingdoms in this world. Of course, the most important thing is that Katakuri and their strength are very good. If they can rely on the ant to control them, it will be of great benefit to the Gabriel dynasty, and it can help Yuri to control the entire new world faster. Parasparrow thought quickly, weighing the pros and cons of this matter. What to do? Do you want to agree? If you agree, from now on their Big Mom pirate group, there is no Big Mom pirate group now. Their Charlotte family will be attached to the Gabriel pirates and will be enslaved by the Gabriel pirates, similar to the so-called Don Quixote family. If they do not agree, then their journey will be completely over, and they will all die here today. What to do? Parasparrow's eyes kept turning. We need time to think about it, Katakuri said at this time. It takes time for us to think about it, Parasparrow said. Hee, okay, I'll give you time to think about it, Yuri said with a faint smile. While speaking, Yuri waved his hand, and the ball of light on the ground returned to Yuri's hand. At the same time, Yuri recruited people from the pirate group and brought them sea-stone handcuffs. These people are dangerous guys, and you can't let them go. Then next, Yuri looked up to the distant sky. Kiss, Paluzolino, I've been watching here for so long, do you Marine want to come and get a hand? Yuri asked to the sky. No, Paluzolino heard Yuri's words and yelled badly. Without even thinking about it, he turned into light and fled into the distance. If it was before, Paluzolino would dare to say a few witty words to Yuri before leaving. With his current strength, even if it is Yuri's universal pull, Paluzolino is sure to escape easily. But now after seeing Yuri Devil Fruit's second awakening ability, Paluzolino dare not stay at all. So I didn't even think about it, and turned into rays of light to evacuate. After watching, for so long, just come and leave. What do you think of as my Gabriel city? Yuri said lightly. After speaking, the demon phantom behind him stretched out his hand and grabbed it at Paluzolino who was running away. The hand of the demon phantom disappeared as if inserted into the void. The wind is surging in the sky, and terrifying gravitational waves appear, causing the space of the wind and clouds to be distorted and elongated. Paluzolino, who was escaping into light, suddenly felt the terrifying gravity acting on him, acting on the space around him. Involuntarily, Paluzolino was attracted by this gravitational force. Paluzolino looked back and saw that one hand was constantly zooming in, and he was constantly approaching the big hand. Paluzolino looked at the courage, and constantly desperately wanted to escape from the light. But letting him struggle no matter what, it won't work in the face of this big hand. Finally, he was grabbed with a big hand. When the demon ghost's hand was withdrawn from the void, he saw a black ball of light appearing on his hand. In the black ball of light, there were flashes of light, and finally turned into a person helplessly. This person is Paluzolino. Peluzalino in the ball of light looked at the space around him with a dazed expression. He came here to watch the game, but he came with a happy mood. In his opinion, Yuri should not be able to directly deal with Marine. Even if you do it yourself, you have the ability to escape and retreat. But what is the situation now? Was he arrested just like that? He finally realized the powerlessness of Kaido and the others in the face of this trick. I didn't expect that as Marine Admiral, I would be arrested one day. Peluzalino gave a sullen smile. Unfortunately, one came. Yuri said, looking at Peluzalino in the black ball of light. Now that the 4 emperors are missing too, the situation of the sea has undergone tremendous changes, and the power of the pirates has been greatly weakened, and it is time to weaken the power of naval headquarters. That's why he will directly attack Peluzalino. While weakening the strength of naval headquarters, it also tells Marine that Gabriel City is not a place to spy casually. Come as you want. Leave as you want. Spy on Gabriel City wantonly. What place do you think this is? Do you think Gabriel Yuri has no temper? In the Marine Q1 branch, all Marines stood up in surprise at this time. Kizaru, Kizaru. Sengoku picked up a phone worm and kept calling Kizaru's phone worm, but he didn't reply at all. It seems that Kizaru did not escape, Suru said. It was my carelessness. As early as when Big Mom and Kaido were caught, I let Kizaru evacuate. Gabriel Yuri is no longer the former Gabriel Yuri, Sengoku said. This battle completely broke the balance of the sea. The 4 emperors lost 2 of them at once, and the power of the pirates was greatly reduced. I am afraid that Gabriel Yuri will continue to suppress Marine's power. During the war, the yellow ape had been watching from the side and it happened to Gabriel. Yuri excuses, Crane said. Kizaru can't leave it alone. I will negotiate with the Gabriel dynasty on this matter, but everyone has seen it. Now we are fighting Gabriel Yuri. We Marine have no chance of winning. We may even wipe out Marine's army. Gabriel Yuri will continue next. Suppress Marine, so our Marine main force must immediately withdraw out of New World, Sengoku said with a solemn expression. Devil, the second awakening of the fruit. Devil fruit has its roots. How is this possible? Sengoku, you are not mistaken. Gabriel Yuri really has such power? Sengoku, you're joking with us. Devil fruit awakens for the second time. I have never heard of such a thing. After Sengoku ordered Marinea's main combat forces to withdraw from New World, he went to Marie Joy's very quickly and reported to 5 elders the situation of the Battle of Gabriel. The most important thing is to report the second awakening of Gabriel Yuri Devil Fruit to 5 elders. Even 5 elders stood up in surprise when they heard Sengoku's words. Even the well-informed people were surprised by this incident. I also hope it was a joke, but unfortunately, this matter is true. After the second Devil Fruit awakening, Gabriel Yuri showed invincible power. Even Kaido and Big Mom did not have the power to resist, so Gabriel Yuri took the hand. The capture was suppressed. Under the second awakening, there are all ants. Only the demon fruit power of the second awakening can deal with the second awakening, Sengoku said solemnly. Immediately, please come, Dr. Vegapunk. 5 elders said with a big change after hearing Sengoku's words. Speaking of the research on Devil Fruit, I am afraid that no one can compare to Vegapunk. Not to say how strong he is in the development of Devil Fruit, but that his research on Devil Fruit has reached the essence, and can even be used to artificial Devil Fruit. So knowing that Devil Fruit is above the awakening, there is actually a second awakening. And after the second awakening, the original power of Devil Fruit was revealed. This is really weird, so they immediately invited Dr. Vegapunk to get to know what is going on. For scientific matters, it is better to leave it to scientific personnel to answer. Dr. Vegapunk said he was a marine scientist, but he was actually working for the world government. Under the urgent call of 5 elders, Vegapunk came between the rights of 5 elders. Doctor, based on your research, can demon fruit power really do this? 5 elders asked. For Vegapunk, 5 elders still respects him very much, calling him a PhD. According to theory, it is indeed possible to achieve this step, but it is very difficult and almost impossible to achieve this step. I did not expect that someone can do it in this era. Vegapunk heard of Sengoku and 5 elders after the narration. He thought for a while and said. The doctor means that some people have developed devil fruit to this point before. 5 elders asked in surprise. According to my research, as well as some records and analysis that I have occasionally seen in Baltimore, devil fruit is likely to be an artificial creation, or even a weapon developed by a civilization that we don't know. Devil fruit contains a layered promotion mechanism, which allows demon fruit power to continue to evolve. When someone develops devil fruit to the second awakening, it is indeed possible to reveal the original power in devil fruit, thus possessing incredible power. Vegapunk said. Never heard of such a thing before, 5 elders said. That's because it is too difficult to develop devil fruit to the second awakening. It is almost impossible to do, Vegapunk said. But now some people have developed devil fruit to the point of second awakening, showing invincible power. World government and marine are very passive now. Is there really no way to fight against that power? 5 elders asked. The power of the second awakening does have incredible power, because it involves the most original and terrifying power of devil fruit, which cannot be compared with the first awakening, Vegapunk said. Hearing Vegapunk's words, everyone present fell silent, with an extremely solemn expression on their faces. But don't worry too much, Vegapunk said. Upon hearing Vegapunk's words, 5 elders and Sengoku all looked towards Vegapunk. According to my research, it takes a lot of energy to activate the origin of devil fruit, and after the origin power is activated, it will continuously extract the vitality of the host to shape itself, which will cause the life of the host to accelerate aging, Vegapunk said. Hearing Vegapunk's words, 5 elders and Sengoku's eyes lit up completely. Accelerating aging? How fast will this be? 5 elders asked. This depends on the strength and vitality of the host. It will speed up at least 10 times, Vegapunk said. In other words, 1 year is equivalent to 10 years, and Gabriel Yuri has only about 6 or 7 years of life left at most, 5 elders said with a flash of light in his eyes. It is true, unless he can find a way to replace life, or restore life, Vegapunk said. If this is the case, why don't we world government bear him for a few years? Sengoku let all the Marines of New World retreat to the first half of the Great Navigation Road, and then try to avoid conflicts with the Canadian dynasty, and wait for Gabriel Yuri to age and pass away. After that, it's time for us to tackle this scourge, a 5 elders said. Yes. Sengoku. Captain, let that fellow Kai run away. In Gabriel, after a great battle, Bonus and others came back and said. Everyone went to chase Beast's pirates, and most of the people from Beast's pirates were killed. Jack, one of the 3 plagues, was killed, Quinn was arrested, and other miscellaneous cadres were either arrested or arrested. Only the boss of the 3 plagues escaped. With the ability of flying smoke, it was difficult for Bonus and the others to catch him back. It's okay, it's just a bereaved dog, and can't get over any big waves, Yuri said indifferently. Kaido of the Beasts has been imprisoned by him in the planetary devastation seal. One wish has no effect on the Canadian Emperor Chaolai. After this escape, he would never dare to do anything against the Gabriel dynasty unless he wanted to face his own crusade. After knowing Yuri's ability, I am afraid that no one has the courage. Captain, you are amazing. Kaido of the Beasts and Big Mom are so easily subdued by you. It really deserves to be our captain. Devil Fruit awakens for the second time, and the captain is really handsome. At this time, the other members of the Gabriel Pirates, Big and other major teams also gathered around and said. They are so excited. This battle not only defeated Kaido of the Beasts and Big Mom, but the captain also showed invincible power. The kind of power that easily crushes 4 Emperor's-class powerhouses makes them excited and proud when they see it. This is their captain. Yuri smiled slightly when he heard it. The second awakening of Devil Fruit was also accidentally developed. As Demon Fruit power, in fact, you cannot really feel the existence of Devil Fruit's power. Can only rely on almost instinctive use of Devil Fruit power. But after Devil Fruit awakens, Demon Fruit power can vaguely feel the power of Devil Fruit hidden deep in the body. And to activate this power, this is Devil Fruit's awakening. But even if Devil Fruit awakens, Yuri can still feel that there is a thin film between Devil Fruit ability and Demon Fruit power. It's like water and oil. It looks like they are together, but they are actually 2 bodies. This may be the reason why Seastone can restrain Demon Fruit power. Yuri wants to change this status quo, so he keeps researching. Later, Yuri developed the thunder and lightning breathing method. There are 3 layers of thunder and lightning breathing method. One is to exercise muscle cells, the second is to exercise meridians and bones, and the third is to exercise the internal organs. So as to improve the body in all aspects. Later, Yuri thought, what would happen to the source of Devil Fruit hidden deep in the body with thunder and lightning breathing method? At that time, Yuri had as usual with the 3-layer thunder and lightning breathing exercise, and his body was improved in all aspects, and he was able to withstand a large amount of thunder and lightning. After continuous experimentation, Yuri finally developed the 4th level of thunder and lightning breathing method, Devil Fruit activated. Inject the thunder and lightning breathing method into the deepest part of the body, stimulating the power of devil fruit's origin. Unexpectedly, with the stimulation of thunderbolt breathing method, the origin of devil fruit seemed to be activated a little bit. The activated devil fruit source begins to actively absorb the energy in the body. With the absorption of body energy, devil fruit's original strength becomes stronger and stronger, and it becomes more and more integrated with the body. Make Yuri's devil fruit stronger and stronger. Finally reached a limit one day, and finally devil fruit's origination made a demon phantom. This is the second awakening of devil fruit. During this period, devil fruit energy devoured Yuri's body energy. Fortunately, in the Boeing Islands, the body energy that has been swallowed can be quickly replenished. Otherwise, Yuri really doesn't know if he can complete this step. Shock. 4 emperors, beasts pirates, and the Big Mom pirate group are destroyed. The Gabriel pirates defeated the beasts pirates and the Big Mom pirates. The Battle of Gabriel City. Gabriel showed super terrifying power and suppressed Kaido of the beasts and Big Momo. Demon. The second awakening of the fruit, an unprecedented horror power. Gabriel has shown invincible power. Under the second awakening, all are ants, and the 4 emperors level powerhouse has no resistance. The Battle of Gabriel was quickly reported. There were already many journalists in Gabriel, and many pirates who escaped also spread this incident. Immediately the Battle of Gabriel was spread all over the sea by newspapers. The whole sea shook for a while. Faced with the attacks of the 4 emperors pirate group, it turned out that the Gabriel pirate group won. It's not true that the 4 emperors level pirate groups are destroyed like this. The 4 emperors pirate regiments were defeated, so now there are only 2 sea emperors left in New World. Great, that vicious beasts pirates finally destroyed. The Gabriel pirate group is too strong, right? The 4 emperors pirate group joined forces and were defeated by them. 4 emperors Kaido of the beasts and Big Mom were both defeated. The Kaido, who claims to be immortal, was defeated in this way. Is this true? Monster, Big Mom was defeated. The current strength of the Gabriel pirate group is probably stronger than naval headquarters. Even naval headquarters can't deal with 4 emperors at the same time, right? Gabriel Yuri is so terrible, the 4 emperors teamed up and lost in his hands. And this second awakening of devil fruit? What is that? I don't know. I always feel that it is very powerful, otherwise it would not be possible to easily defeat the 4 emperors. Many people were shocked and couldn't believe it when the newspaper said that the 2 great pirate groups of Big Mom had been destroyed. But for devil fruit's second awakening, almost no one knew what it was. In fact, even if devil fruit awakens, few people in the world know. After all, there are only a few devil fruit awakened in the entire world, and most people have no chance to see. But not everyone is unaware. Did Linlin and Kaido lose? Whitebeard looked at the newspaper in his hand, looking a little over. Although Whitebeard, Charlotte Linlin, and Kaido are not very good at dealing with each other, they used to be partners on a ship after all. Whitebeard cares about partners very much, even if it is a partner who was not very good at dealing with. Now seeing them lose in Yuri's hands, they still feel a little heavy. Devil fruit's second awakening. What is that? The second devil fruit awakening. I have never heard of it before, and there is such a thing. Isn't it a fake? It is said to be invincible in the newspaper. Being able to defeat Kaido and Big Mom, it seems that this second awakening is indeed very powerful. There is a big gap between devil fruit's awakening and no awakening. The second awakening has never been heard before, but because of this, I am afraid it is even more powerful. But the extremely ants under the second awakening are too exaggerated. That's it. I don't believe that it can still be the opponent of the old man. The awakening of the old man's devil fruit is really scary. The members of the Whitebeard pirate group looked at the newspaper and said, "No, Gabriel Yuri's current strength is probably higher than mine." At this moment, Whitebeard suddenly said. Hearing what Whitebeard said, everyone looked at Whitebeard in surprise. Didn't expect Whitebeard to admit that he is inferior to others? The strength of Linlin and Kaido is not simple. The newspaper also mentioned that Linlin and Kaido showed more terrifying strength in the Battle of Gabriel City. In this way, they still have no resistance in Gabriel Yuri's hands. This is unprecedented. Devil Fruit's second awakening may contain this power beyond everyone's imagination, Whitebeard said. There is a little bit Whitebeard didn't say. In the past 2 years, as the injuries accumulated over the years in his body have continued to erupt, he has no way to fight the shock fruit awakening battle for a long time. So Gabriel Yuri is really terrifying. Anyway, I think Daddy is the strongest. It must be the strongest father, but Gabriel Yuri is definitely not weak. Look, Marine's Kizaru was also arrested. Haha, the yellow ape floated too far this time, and stumbled. I didn't expect that slick Kizaru would have such a day. It really deserves it. Why is Kizaru there? Stupid. The New World 3 big pirates are fighting. How could Marine not send someone to observe? But I am afraid that Marine did not expect that this observation will also take their Marine Admiral into it. When everyone saw that Kizaru was also arrested, they couldn't help laughing. You said that the Gabriel pirates captured their admiral. Will Marine enter the New World and fight with the Gabriel pirates? It's really possible. Because New World has lost 4 Emperor's pirate groups in this battle, Marine suddenly has no scruples. And in the past 2 years, Marine's strength has skyrocketed. It is really possible that they will directly come in. Matter. Indeed, this battle broke the balance that New World has always been. In this case, the battle between Marine and 4 Emperors is not strange. Now there is a good show to watch. Everyone in the Whitebeard pirate group smiled and said. But they didn't see a trace of worry from Marco and others. If Marine fully invades New World and the Gabriel pirates fight, they are also in danger of being implicated. If the Gabriel pirates are destroyed, with Marinea's current powerful military capabilities, the next one may be to deal with them, the Whitebeard pirates. But daddy now. The Marine invaded New World, whom Whitebeard suspected, and the battle with the Gabriel pirates did not happen. On the contrary, Marinea's main combat forces have all withdrawn from New World. Even Fujitora Green Bull also withdrew from New World. Just leave some ordinary Rear Admiral Vice Admiral stationed at the New World branch. The ordinary Rear Admiral Vice Admiral is a good combat power in the 4 seas, but there is no right to speak in New World. The Gabriel pirates captured one of their admiral, and Marine not only did not trouble the Gabriel pirates, but instead withdrew from New World silently. This time even the Whitebeard pirates found something strange. At the same time, I gradually understood in my heart. Gabriel Yuri may be more terrifying than they thought. Otherwise, Marine wouldn't be able to swallow like this. Solomon Island, Gabriel City, a world government warship slowly entered the port. After the ship docked, a group of world government officials and CP walked down. The leader is a senior world government official with a hat and several CPO guards. The times have really changed. The world government needs to apply before entering a country. The senior official of the world government got off the boat and said with a trace of indignation. You should be careful. It's better not to talk nonsense now. This is Gabriel City. If you are heard by the Gabriel Emperor, no one can save you. The CPO on the side said. Does the Gabriel Emperor really have the courage? We represent the world government through a formal diplomatic note. Does he really dare not take action against me? The senior official of the world government said with some trepidation after hearing the words of the CPO. Think about the purpose of your coming. He even dared to grab the Admiral of Headquarters, which represents the highest combat power of this Marine. You said he dare not attack you. A CPO said. After all, it was a pirate who started it, even if it has now been established as a huge dynasty. But after all, they are still a group of pirates. It is not surprising that they will do anything extraordinary. Another CP0 said disdainfully. I seem to have heard very rude words, chewing people behind my back, not even basic etiquette. As the world government, you don't seem to be noble to go there. A voice sounded at this time. When everyone looked at it, they saw a group of people slowly approaching here. Capone, Big. Looking at the short figure leading the man, the senior official of the world government said with a slight frown. This is the first official visit between the world government and the Canadian Emperor Chow Lai, so our emperor specially sent me to receive them, but now it seems that you can go back. Big said lightly. What are you talking about? You asked us to go back, but we haven't seen Emperor Gabriel yet. How can we go back like this? The senior official of the world government exclaimed. That's your business. The Gabriel dynasty does not welcome anyone with hostility. Based on your conversations just now, I can be sure that you are strongly hostile to the Gabriel dynasty. Yes, in a while, we will protest against the world government. Why are we partying such hostile people from our Gabriel dynasty to visit? Are we going to fight against our Gabriel dynasty? Big said lightly. Hearing Bega's words, the face of the senior officials of the world government changed. No, we are not hostile to the Gabriel dynasty. I think there is any misunderstanding between us, said the senior official of the world government. He has only one thought now, and he definitely can't just go back like this. Otherwise, the black pot that caused the world government and the Canadian dynasty to fight fiercely may fall on his head. Even if the world government did not go to war with the Gabriel dynasty, the world government attached great importance to the Gabriel dynasty, Especially this time they came to redeem Marine Admiral Kizaru. They went back in such a desperate way, and their political life ended here. Up. So you can't go back like this anyway, at least you have to see the Gabriel dynasty side. No misunderstanding, we recorded what you said just now. Hey, Beeg snapped his fingers, and immediately next to him, a man dressed as a reporter walked out with a videophone worm in his hand. I originally wanted to record a moment in history, but I thought it would be like this. Beeg shook his head and said. You are calculating us. Hearing Bega's words, the CPO who just disdains the Gabriel dynasty said. You have to know that just talking to him was the most aggressive. If what he said just now was really recorded by the video, and then known by 5 elders, he would definitely not have good fruit. It is absolutely impossible to let this video reach 5 elders. Such thoughts flashed in this CPP's mind, and the next moment he moved. As soon as the CPO appeared in front of the reporter, he stretched out his hand and grabbed it at the videophone worm in the reporter's hand. Want to snatch this call to destroy the evidence. But at this moment, his hand stopped. There was a look of shock and horror in the eyes of this CPO. My own robbery behavior. What right do I have to say that others were born as pirates? The darkness of the world government is beyond our reach. At this time, a voice came from the side. The eyeballs in CPB's eyes turned and looked to the side. At this time, his eyes shrank. I saw a person with gleam in his eyes looking at him, slowly walking towards them. He knows this person, has read his information, and their CPO has also played against him. One of the Shira members of the Gabriel dynasty, Brian, who is able to fix the fruit, can fix the target's body and let it be slaughtered. I am now set here by him, and I still maintain this strong grab posture. At this time, a large wave of reporters rushed out to take photos of him in various poses. Seeing this situation, CP0 knows it all. As a CP0 who has always been good at conspiracy and trickery, there is still no idea that he has been calculated by the other party. Go away. Leave Jiadi Wangchao lie immediately, otherwise, don't blame us for being polite. With these photos and videos, even if we kill you here, the world government will never say a word, Beeg said lightly. Captain, the people from the world government have been sent away. Beeg walked into a living room and said with a smile to Yuri. Hee, it seems that the world government's concept has not yet changed. In their eyes, we are still a pirate group, and they don't treat us as a dynasty respect, Yuri said with a smile. Not long ago, the world government officially sent a diplomatic application to the Gabriel dynasty, hoping to send an ambassador to visit the Gabriel dynasty. Because Yuri wanted to establish the Gabriel dynasty as a real country, so the formal diplomatic application was not easy to refuse at will, so he agreed. But Yuri, they all know the purpose of the world government's sending of people this time. It is nothing more than wanting to redeem them Marine Admiral Kizaru. Yuri was not prepared to release Kizaru, so Yuri asked Beeg to find an excuse to send the people from the world government back. But I didn't expect that Beeg and the others hadn't done any of their actions yet, and the people of the world government would send the handle to them by themselves. This shows the general attitude of the world government towards them. Haha, with the dominance of the world government, this concept may take a long time, or even several generations, to be able to change, Beeg said with a smile. I'm not used to them. Okay, now the people who got in the way are gone, so let's talk about your business. How are you thinking about it? It's not that I want to rush you, but if you think about it, your aunt may be hungry. Dead. Yuri smiled and said to the other people sitting in the living room. On the other side of the living room, everyone from the Charlotte family sat. Bang. 5 elders dropped a newspaper on the table. On the front page of the newspaper, there is a photo of a CPO trying to snatch a reporter's video call bug. It was reported in detail above that the Canadian Emperor Lai accused the ambassador sent by the world government for being strongly hostile to the Canadian Emperor Lai. The Gabriel dynasty expelled him, and there are also audio and video recordings, as well as photos of the CPO trying to snatch the video and destroy the evidence. Idiot. I even gave people such a big excuse. You are still CP, and I am ashamed of you. The world government's face has been lost by you. The 5 elders angrily said to the 2 CP0s in front of him. He didn't care about the accusations of Emperor Chao Lai. I don't care about this incident being reported. Anyway, in the eyes of the world, the Gabriel dynasty is a pirate dynasty, and it is only natural that the world government is hostile to them. What makes him angry is that, as the spy CPO of the world government, he got into other people's way so easily. So that the mission failed and was driven away in a desperate manner. The 2 CPO bowed their heads and did not dare to respond at all. This time it was really a shame. Go down. At this time, another 5 elders said lightly. Hearing this, the 2 CPO retreated like a pardon. It seems that Gabriel Yuri is determined not to release Kizaru. A 5 elders said after the CPO went down. After seeing 5 elders, who were accustomed to various conspiracies, he understood Yuri's attitude at a glance. Gabriel Yuri originally wanted to use the 4 emperors to fight against us, and to use us to fight against the 4 emperors, but now 2 of the 4 emperors have died, and the power of the pirates has been greatly reduced, so it is about to weaken the strength of marine. 5 elders said. Gabriel Yuri is so good at fish in troubled waters that we have unknowingly established such a huge dynasty. Now it seems that Dilly Yuri's plan is not far-reaching. I'm afraid that his goal at the beginning was to establish a huge dynasty and establish a pirate group to become a pirate, but because New World is a pirate world, he needs the identity of a pirate to integrate into the New World, and at the same time use this identity to confuse we. We were careless. What's the use of saying these now? Gabriel Yuri's strength has no one to fight against, unless we can find a demon fruit power with the same second awakening, which is impossible. But fortunately, Gabriel Yuri has only 6 or 7 years of life left at most. Even if he is not dead after 6 or 7 years, he may be old and unable to move. At that time, we must use all our strength to erase everything about the Emperor Chao Lai. Trace. But until then, we must hold back and avoid any conflict with the Gabriel dynasty. Continue with the notice. From today onwards, the Canadian Emperor will be regarded as a political country with the same status as the world government, and it is absolutely not allowed to provoke Gabriel Yuri. For 6 years, as long as we can hold it back, I will win. Marine Admiral has to be reselected. It is necessary to ensure the integrity of Marine's highest combat power. All countries in the world have begun to be a little turbulent because of the affairs of the Gabriel dynasty. We need Marine to suppress this turmoil. 5 elders said. Yuri, how are you going to set up 10,000 nations? Robin asked Yuri. After the Battle of Gabriel City, Yuri sent a fleet to occupy all nations. But it didn't go well. There are still some children of the Charlotte family and a large number of Hormuz soldiers in the world. Big Mom is not dead, so these Hormuz soldiers are still alive. In fact, these Hormuz soldiers were created by Big Mom collecting the lifespan of the souls of tens of thousands of domestic residents. So even if Big Mom is dead, these Hormuz soldiers will not die within a few years. With these powerful forces, the Gabriel pirates can only send ordinary troops and it is difficult to take them directly. Later, Katakuri and other members of the Charlotte family surrendered and were willing to join the Canadian Empire and serve the Canadian Empire, and this successfully accepted the entire world. However, the Gabriel dynasty, now there are Gabriel City to Redesrosa such a huge sea area to govern. And the nations are a little far away from Gabriel City, and it's a little difficult to govern. How to place and manage the nations and integrate them into the big family of the Gabriel dynasty is a big problem. First, we must build a sea train to the world at the fastest speed, and then vigorously develop tourism, entertainment, movies, shopping, sports, etc. I will develop the world into the new world, and even the world's largest, most luxurious and beautiful entertainment and tourism city. Ayuri said. Wangguo is indeed very suitable for the development of entertainment and tourism, so I am looking forward to it. Robin nodded in agreement. In New World for several years, she naturally heard many rumors of Wangguo. What a river of juice, what kind of candy builds the city's buildings, etc. Even she is looking forward to Wangguo. Next we will need a large number of sea trains, so Tom's studio must develop. It can no longer be a small workshop like before. In that case, I am afraid that your ability will not meet the needs of the Gabriel dynasty. At this time Yuri turned his head and said to Tom and his apprentice Bingshan. We have discussed this matter with the Ministry of Political Order and plan to jointly form a large sea train company with the Ministry of Political Affairs, and plan to pass sea trains through the entire Gabriel dynasty in the next 1 to 2 years, Bingshan said. Very good. Priority is given to the construction of sea trains between Gabriel City and all nations, Yuri said. There is no problem with giving priority to the construction of sea trains between Gabriel City and the nations. It's just that the distance between Gabriel City and the kingdom is too far. It is impossible to directly bridge the chain to the nations, passing through several island countries in the middle, Bingshan said. No problem. What islands need to be passed through, you tell Big will take care of everything, Yuri said. By the way, take those countries together. Now no one in New World dares to rebel against our Gabriel dynasty. It's just right to take it now. It will not be as convenient to do it in the future. After all, the captain will announce that soon, Big said with a smile. Yeah, you can. Yuri said. After Yuri was confirmed, the Gabriel pirates moved again. The new world that had calmed down a little bit once again made waves. Some island kingdoms from Gabriel City to all nations were all captured by the Gabriel pirates. Among them, there were some world government participating countries, but the world government simply issued a protest, and then there was no action. This makes everyone understand that the sky of New World has completely changed. With the occupation of these islands by the Gabriel dynasty, sea trains also began to lay up. In just a few months, a sea train to all countries was completed. At this moment, news reporters all over the world received a message from Yuri. Yuri will have important things to announce. Hearing this news, the eyes of the whole world turned to Gabriel City again. What the hell is Gabriel Yuri doing? I'm afraid this matter is not easy. The last time Gabriel Yuri cautiously summoned reporters to announce the matter, he announced that he would not use Skyrath arbitrarily. This time I am afraid it will not be easy. After all, it is something he has to announce cautiously. Recently, has something happened to Emperor Jiadi Wangchaolai? Upon learning that Yuri was cautiously calling reporters to announce important events, 5 elders began to feel a little uneasy. It will definitely not be a trivial matter for Yuri to call reporters so cautiously. For this reason, they deliberately summoned the army commander Kong, Marine Marshal Sengoku, and senior officials of the CP organization, in order to be able to discuss the response as soon as the news is received. And in front of them there is a huge screen, on which is playing a live broadcast of the Gabriel City press conference. However, the press conference has not yet begun, and Yuri has not yet appeared on the screen. I haven't heard of anything going to happen, and I haven't heard of any military mobilization of the Gabriel pirates recently, Sengoku said. Sengoku also had a clear head for Yuri's sudden call to reporters to announce the matter cautiously. Ordinarily, nothing happened recently. The only thing is that the sea train between Gabriel and IWC is open to traffic. According to some information from IWC, the IWC archipelago will be built into the world's largest amusement and entertainment island. That's something that complements each other. But this kind of thing doesn't need Yuri to announce it personally. Just find someone from the Gabriel dynasty to announce it. Could it be that Gabriel Yuri will officially announce the unification of the new world? Kong said. Do you want to start a new conquest? 5 elders said thoughtfully. It's also possible, but if the Gabriel dynasty wants to unify the new world, there is absolutely no need to announce it with such a big fanfare. You must know that if you do this, it will inevitably cause panic in the remaining countries of the new world, and eventually cause their same enemies. In fact, world is not completely without resistance. The world's strongest kingdom, the giant kingdom, is still in the new world, said 5 elders. Everyone really couldn't figure out Yuri's plan, but it was precisely because of this that it made people more anxious. It started, Sengoku said with a gleam in his eyes at this moment. Hearing what Sengoku said, everyone looked in the video. I saw a group of people appearing in the video, and the leader of this group was Yuri. Gabriel City. Yuri walked in with everyone, the Gabriel dynasty specially prepared for the press conference. As the capital of the Canadian Empire, Gabriel City, there is naturally a venue dedicated to press conferences. At this time, reporters gathered, and Yuri took everyone to sit down on the table. When Yuri sat down, the reporters below began to be impatient. Excuse me, Lord Gabriel, what is going to be announced today? A reporter couldn't wait to stand up and asked. It seems that everyone can't wait to know what I am going to announce today, Yuri said with a faint smile. Everyone looked to Yuri expectantly. This is Gabriel Yuri, who just defeated 2 emperors alone. He is also the emperor who rules the huge Gabriel dynasty. He carefully said that there are important things to announce. It must be big news. They are already a little impatient. The reporters are not afraid of big things when watching the show. Since everyone is so impatient, then I'll take it straight and I will announce now. Yuri. Everyone raised him up and stared at Yuri nervously, and some even swallowed. From now on, disband the Gabriel pirates, Yuri said. Hearing Yuri's words, everyone opened their mouths in surprise. Some people were even more stunned. Lord Gabriel, don't know what you mean. Someone asked in surprise. Literally, from today, the Gabriel pirate group will be disbanded, and there will be no Gabriel pirate group dedicated to pillage in the future. At the same time, the Royal Marine of the Gabriel dynasty was established as the original Gabriel pirate group outside the battlefield. Based on each squadron, maritime fleets will be organized. They will become a strong guarantee for the safety of the citizens of the Gabriel dynasty at sea. I am no longer one of the 4 emperors of the pirates, but only the Gabriel emperor, Yuri said. The crowd opened their mouths in surprise. After the establishment of the Gabriel dynasty, the Gabriel pirate group still exists. Although it is said that after the pirate group is disbanded, it has become the Gabriel Royal Marine, but it has only changed its name. But just change the name, the meaning is very different. The words Marine represent the royal family of Gabriel and the royal family of Gabriel. If they robbery like before and attack other countries for no reason, that would only discredit the Gabriel dynasty and the Gabriel Royal. At that time, others will believe that the entire Gabriel dynasty is pirate residents. A country and a pirate group are completely different. The reporters picked up the camera phone worm in their hands and madly took pictures of Yuri and others. At the same time, there was thunderous applause in the venue. You know that with Yuri's announcement, it means that the Gabriel pirate group, one of the New World 4 Emperor's pirate group, has disappeared. Perhaps this makes no difference to the world government. But for the situation on the sea, great changes have taken place. From then on, New World 4 Emperors went to the third. New World is no longer a paradise for pirates. In addition, we will hire Kizaru Paluzalino as the first admiral of Royal Marine, Yuri said. Following Yuri's words, a man in a yellow suit walked out from behind. Seeing this man, the reporters present were so surprised that their mouths almost fell. Well, this news is probably even more exciting than Yuri's announcement of the disbandment of the Gabriel pirates. Or is this what Gabriel Yuri called for reporters to announce today? Kizaru. Sengoku clenched his fists, and on his forehead and arms, blue veins came out. His whole body exuded an aura of fear, and the table in front of him shattered to pieces because of his clenched fist. Other people's faces are also very ugly. Marijoy is following what happened in Gabriel. Naval Headquarters is also paying attention to things in Gabriel City. Naval Headquarters sat in the conference room and watched the live video uploaded from the Gabriel City venue. When Yuri announced the appointment of Paluzalino as the Marine Admiral of the Gabriel dynasty, the officers of Naval Headquarters were all forced to be there one by one. Impossible. Isn't Gabriel Yuri kidding? But when Kizaru came out, all the Marines present almost fell off their mouths in surprise. It's really Kizaru. How can he? No, Kizaru Admiral is going to be the Gabriel dynasty. Am I dreaming? In Naval Headquarters, a Marine officer said in disbelief. Kizaru. Sakazuki showed an angry look on his face, clenched a fist, and lava flowed down from the fist, burning the table. Kuzan also showed a look of surprise. Oh, this is really surprising, said the Green Bull, who had just been promoted to Marine Admiral last month. You all know me, Iya M. Kizaru. At the same time at the Gabriel City press conference, Kizaru Paluzalino took to the podium of the press conference and said. The reporters below all looked at Kizaru on the stage as if they had seen a ghost. I'm afraid everyone is wondering, why am I here? Kizaru said. Yeah, why are you here? What is even more incredible is how did you become the Gabriel Royal Marine? You know, the predecessor of Gabriel Marine is a pirate. There is no way. I was arrested if I was inferior in skill. I didn't expect that as a Marine Admiral, I would be arrested one day. Even if I was arrested, I shouldn't be here, Kizaru said with a smile. Yes, but how did you become the Gabriel Royal Marine Admiral? In fact, I was released as early as half a month ago, but after I was released, I discovered that I had been relieved of Marine Admiral's position by the world government. I still have to live. At this time, His Majesty the Emperor invited me to join Gabriel Royal Marine. Originally, I did not want me to be a Marine Admiral and join the army that was once a pirate. Am I shameless? But later the Emperor, the Lord, told me that the Gabriel Royal Marine is also an army that protects civilians. It is a division of benevolence and justice. I don't believe it, so I decided to join them and supervise them for the people. If you find that they have a robbery problem, you can complain to me. Kizaru laughed said. You are really shameless. Hearing Kizaru's words, this thought came to the minds of everyone below. However, with the addition of Kizaru, the world's people should have a better view of Gabriel Royal Marine. I don't know how to talk about the Gabriel Royal Marine anymore, but that knight is an army adapted from the pirates. Kizaru Admiral, you changed to Royal Marine. How should you face your former companions in the future? If you encounter your former colleagues in the future, what should you do? If there is a fight, will you do something with them? A reporter asked at this time. Road. Hearing what this reporter said, Kizaru smiled wryly in his heart. I think the army is for the protection of civilians, and there should be no fighting, but if it is a citizen of the dynasty, he will give priority to the citizen of the dynasty. If there is a conflict because of this, I think I will fight. A few months ago, Huang Yuan was imprisoned by Yuri in the Great Seal of Planetary Devastation. There is a dark space, where there is no sound, like an extreme black house. This is a great torture for Kizaru, inside Kizaru almost crazy, but fortunately Yuri give him some things, but fortunately he was the fruit of those who can flash, capable of producing light. Under the plea Kizaru, did you get back some books to pass the time? A month ago, Yuri sent the book, more than a newspaper. World government reported the appointment of a green cow for the new Marine Admiral, and lifted his Marine Admiral newspaper. Seeing the newspaper, Kizaru know, Marine and world government is to completely abandon him. He may never leave this maze seal. This time, even if it is very slick, mind has always been excellent. Kizaru also almost collapse. Thought through life in this dark cage, he might as well die. Time has passed 2 weeks, the day of the open space seal a channel. Yuri went so far from the channel. Kizaru puzzled look Yuri. Yuri told him that he would disband Gabriel Pirates, and at the same time to set up Gabriel Royal Marine, and asked him if he wanted to become Admiral of the Marine. Not too much to refuse, Kizaru agreed. He knew that if you do not fulfill it, we might have died, or in this life or spent in this space. He had thought about suicide, but finally could not do it. Sure enough, he was afraid of death, he did not want to stay here forever. And now Gabriel Dynasty's power had not weaker than the world government. There exists Gabriel Yuri, I am afraid even to let his third world government. If Gabriel Pirates reorganized into a marine, then, when he went to the Marine Admiral nor it is not possible. After all, this is the army of a country, not a pirate. Anyway, he Marine Admiral's position has been, and people always want to go to work instead of eating. Then there is the matter today. Bang! Sakazuki stood up and walked to the outside. You do what Akainu? Crane asked. I'm going to ask him, does he have forgotten Marine burning more than a war, should forget that war dead Marine? Sakazuki said. Stop. You know Kizaru there. But where Gabriel City? Maybe Gabriel Yuri is now waiting. How about you? That time may have to lose a Marine Admiral. Marine and now cannot afford this level of loss. Crane said. Crane heard the words, Sakazuki fell silent. Everything etc. Sengoku Marshal came back to make a decision. It was. The final can only reluctantly sat down. After Gabriel Pirates disbanded, each Redskins reorganized into a Royal Marine, Ministry of War by the commander, being still of course the Military Ministerial Posts General's Department. After the press conference, Yuri Gabriel returned to the palace. We will convene all members of the array over a conference. At the same time the public will also be adapted for the Shira Dynasty Gabriel National Security Agency. Responsible for security of the entire plus strong dynasty emperor, to eradicate any hidden dangers threaten the safety of the dynasty Gabriel, Director Bonus, Brian, AAAEA registered, Deputy Secretary, if it involves national security, Foreign National Security Agency have the right to consult, investigate, when necessary, can be detained for questioning even if it comes within Nacional. Deputy Director need orders, involving more than ministers need to agree to the Emperor. Gabriel Pirates although disbanded, but still stayed in the establishment bursts, even floods it to add a whole dynasty Emperor strong, but also greatly enhance the upgrade of difficulty. Inner matrix and an outer matrix equivalent members and non-members in general. Jinai and still has a high status, plus strong dynasty Emperor no nobility, we can say that Jinai Gabriel aristocratic dynasty. Since this press conference, the Gabriel dynasty has carried out a series of reforms. In addition to the foundation of the Ministry of Political Order, the Ministry of Military and Political Affairs, the National Security Agency, the Military Intelligence Bureau, the Internal Front Office and other departments have been established. In addition, Yuri also specially established the Royal Knights. This Royal Knights Order was specially set up to defend the royal family. It was specially prepared by Yuri for the offspring of unborn children. The members will all be selected by Qianlongwei. However, because Qianlongwei's training has not yet ended, so I only mention it now, and it has not really been established. Of course, the most concerned about the outside world is the Ministry of Military and Political Affairs of the Canadian Empire. In the Ministry of Military and Political Affairs, Big is the Marshal, and there are 3 admiral under him. Now the only admiral is Kizaru. The Ministry of Military Affairs now controls marine fleets. Each fleet has 3 ironclad steam battleships. Each armored battleship is equipped with a strategic electromagnetic gun. Rotatable arrangement 3 rocket turrets, 60 guns on the 15-centimeter shipborne gun. It can be said to be armed to the teeth. This kind of armored battleship was called the Invincible Battleship after the battle with the 2 large pirate groups. The entire sea has no warship to rival it, it was crushed as soon as it appeared, and the coalition forces of the two large pirate regiments did not have any strength to fight back. In addition, each fleet is also equipped with 10 large sailing aids. If such a fleet goes out, let alone the pirates, even the naval headquarters have to let go. And there are such fleets plus Emperor Dynasty Lai, which is enough to suppress the entire New World. Each fleet has a fleet commander to govern the fleet. There are 2 armored captains, 10 sailing captains. Unlike the Marine of World Government, Gabriel Royal Marine, the Marine on board only obeys the captain. The captain only obeyed the commander of the fleet. The commander of the fleet is directly under the orders of the Ministry of Military and Political Affairs. So even if Kizaru is the Royal Marine Admiral, he can't directly command these fleets in normal times, and can only be ordered by the Ministry of Military Affairs. Moreover, in Royal Marine, it has always been based on the internal and external formations to discuss high and low. If Kizaru is an internal formation, and the internal formation sequence is relatively high, then maybe we can order the captain or the fleet commander. However, although Kizaru is admiral, he has just joined the Gabriel dynasty. In the internal sequence, he can only be regarded as a member of the formation, and there is no way to order these fleets. However, the Canadian Emperor Dynasty Lai will also build an Admiral-class ironclad battleship specially for him, and he can dominate this battleship. Don't underestimate, an admiral can only control one warship, not a fleet. This is not actually Yuri targeting Kizaru, admiral. In the future, other admiral will be treated like this. Although it is only a battleship, Yuri is ready to use all the current technology of the Gabriel dynasty to build this battleship. With the current technology of Jiadi Wangchaolai, this first battleship will be a battleship comparable to the Dreadnought class, and some technologies even surpass the Dreadnought class. However, although a battleship of this level is powerful, in this world with devil fruit and monsters rampant, I am afraid that only Admiral can protect him. Otherwise, such a super battleship that spent a lot of time, money, and technology to go out and be destroyed by a single person in a blink of an eye would be really funny. In order to compete with the Canadian Empire in military terms, World Government Marine also began to build their armored battleships. World Government has the technology to build armored battleships, but every armored battleship is piled up with money. In the same way that the World Government is similar to Marine, I am afraid that it will build a few armored battleships at most, and it is for World Government's own use. Marine wants to use the armored battleship, I am afraid that some have waited. In addition to the Ministry of Military and Political Affairs, the biggest reforms of the Gabriel dynasty were the Ministry of Political Order and the National Security Agency. A few months later, Robin's belly began to bulge. In order to give Robin a peace of mind, Yuri has taken over all the work of the Ministry of Government and Order, and is responsible for the reform of the Ministry of Government. Although Yuri does not have the rich knowledge of Robin, he lived in the era of the information explosion after all in his previous life. He has seen various polities and has a much better overall view than people in this era. Under his reforms, the entire government order department was operated several times more efficiently. And Yuri's secret is decentralization, checks and balances, and supervision. He doesn't have Robin's knowledge and can't handle various government affairs quickly, so he subdivided the rights in his hands and let professional people do things professionally. He knows that if a person's power is too great, he will give birth to thoughts that he shouldn't have. Therefore, various departments need to check and balance each other. He knew that no political system is perfect, after all, it is a human society, so he established an audit and supervision department. And Yuri is only responsible for some big things, as well as strategy and overall situation. This makes it easier, but even so, now the Gabriel dynasty is waiting to be thriving, and Yuri is still busy. Fortunately, after a period of turmoil, the entire Gabriel dynasty became extremely orderly, and with the continuous passage of sea trains, the Gabriel dynasty became prosperous. At this time, a new life came, which made the whole dynasty cheer. Yuri and Robin's child was born, and they are a son. Yuri named Gabriel, Roy. The dynasty has always had a concern about the survival of the dynasty. Because Jiadi Dynasty Lai was established from the pirate group, they were afraid that Jiadi Dynasty Lai was like other pirate groups, rising because of a captain, and disappearing because of a captain. When Yuri was there, the Gabriel dynasty was as stable as Tarzan, but once Gabriel Yuri is gone, can the dynasty survive? Will the pirates who established the dynasty with Yuri replace it? How should the descendants of the dynasty continue? But this worry finally subsided today. Yuri finally has descendants, which means that the empire will have successors in the future. After a few more months, Yuri was anxious for everyone to announce that Gabriel would be named and Roy would be the crown prince of the Gabriel dynasty. Originally, Yuri didn't need to be so anxious. He is still young and doesn't need to choose the crown prince so quickly. But one thing happened, so Yuri had to make this decision as soon as possible. It has been almost a year since I returned from the Boeing Islands. Yuri has been very busy this year, and only recently have time to relax. Relax and prepare to resume previous training. Usually, even if he is busy, Yuri will take some time to train, but because he is too busy, the amount of training is much less. Now I am free, Yuri is ready to restore the original training volume. After all, physical training is something like that. If you don't train for a period of time, your body will become sluggish. But with this training, Yuri found that his body really got worse. It shouldn't be, even if you don't train for a whole year with your body, it shouldn't be like this. And Yuri found that some gray hair appeared on his head, which shouldn't be the case at his age. He felt that there was a problem with his body, so he approached Geisa Current and asked him to use scientific instruments to conduct a comprehensive examination of his body. This inspection found a big problem.